What a round of applause. Guys, please take a seat. Yeah, no. We'll be here all night. That's right. Listen, we're going to have a great show tonight. Great panel, as you can already see. We've got a few people joining us, too, as the hour continues. We took a break last week, And, I got to say, I'm so glad that Mag's on the show tonight. I was starting to type to Mag last week. I started typing out. I said, Happy Thanksgiving. Because to me, Mag lives in New York. I don't know why. In my head, he lives in New York. So I started writing him. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Mag wished everybody a happy Thanksgiving, a Canadian Thanksgiving, weeks before. So it's not really right for me to say, hey, happy Thanksgiving again. But I'm saying it to him now on the air anyway. What a conundrum we're in, buddy. What a conundrum. It's great to have everybody here. We did take last week off. I thought about doing a Friday show. And I said, you know what? I said, we do a lot of shows back to back to back to back to back. And I said, we don't get a lot of weeks off. I said, one is going to be a great holiday in Thanksgiving. And next week, we've got the Game Awards, which is on Thursday. So I just want to put this out there for everyone that's listening now and listening later, is we'll probably, I'm going to talk to the panel, after the show. But I'm thinking about doing a Friday show because I'm thinking next week that works perfectly because it gives you a lot to talk about. There's not just the awards and the reactions and everybody kind of flipping out about that, but then there's the announcements, right? So we'll do a Friday show next week, I think. I'll work it out with the panel, make sure everything works with their schedule too, and then we'll get back on course. But I got to say, it was nice to have that week off. Played a lot of, I want to say video games, plural, but that damn Arc Raiders has been consuming most, if not all, of my time. And, guys, I've been saying this for a long time, and it's my fault, not yours in the audience. It's my fault. I said we were going to be over on Twitch, and we're going to be out there, and we're doing it, and we are. We're doing Monday nights, 7 to about, I say 10:30. We've been going to 11:30, almost midnight. And last Saturday, we've been doing Saturday mornings. Now, this is our third week where we've been consistent. Saturdays, we go from about 10:30 in the morning. Last week, we went till almost 5 p.m. I mean, we did a 6-7 hour stream. Unbelievable. Over on twitch.tv, Mooch TV. Drop the O's for zeros. Go over and check it out. But I got to say, man, it is invigorating and it's a lot of fun to stream, man. To play the games that we talk about and have the audience there. Shout out to Jerome, by the way, who's in the chat here. Jerome hasn't missed I don't think he's missed one of my streams. Shout out to Jerome. But go over and check us out over there. I see a lot of you guys starting to follow. I'm probably eventually going to dual stream a bit, but right now just getting the setup going and having a blast and keeping to a schedule. We're just over on Twitch right now, but we may dual stream over here onto YouTube as well because I know a lot of you guys have been writing me saying, Mooch, why don't you do it on both? And we'll figure that out. Please do hit that like button if you don't mind. Your name comes up in lights if you hit that subscribe button. And above that fantastic description is the join button. That button will make sure you join the Mooch Maniac family members, and it would mean the world to me. With all these games, so many games, so many things to talk about. Shout out to Donnell Brown. He says, don't be watching no dirty movies while you're in your meeting again. Donnell, I don't know what you're talking. Usually you make fun of my Giants, which you could have made fun of them really bad for this past Monday Night Football game. That was not a good showing at all. Shout out to the great Donnell Brown, by the way. He's always here as well. Shout out to Donnell. But let's get to this amazing panel and these crazy topics that we have. The week kind of just threw them at me as we got closer and closer to the show. The great Death Singer is back. Death Singer, welcome back to the show, buddy. I hope you enjoyed a week off. Not that you took a week off from gaming by no means. But what do they do over there in Wales while the United States is enjoying Thanksgiving? Do you guys just maybe have a turkey sandwich or sub?
Nope.
No, nothing. Oh, I see.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's nothing. No, we do nothing. But it's great to be back. There's some good topics. The PC Gaming Show was absolutely fantastic. A bunch of good AA smaller games.
Yes.
The big AAA announcements like the Soul Shogunate game, which is basically Ghost of Yote in space. That looks fantastic.
Very good.
So I mean, it's gonna be a great time.
It is going to be a great time. And there's a lot to talk about, and I'm actually interested in what you guys have to say on some of these particular topics because they just kind of got hot in the past 48 hours. The great TCMF is with us as well. You guys know him all too well. His shows, his YouTube channel, absolutely phenomenal. I recommend you guys all go over there and follow him as well. The great TC is back with us. TC, it's been a while, buddy. I had my people reach out to your people before Thanksgiving, and they said, you know what? We can get TC on the show if you'd like on December 4th. I said, I'll take him. TC, welcome back to the show, buddy. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I actually haven't seen the topics. I'm gonna look at it right after I get, I mute myself
I
here,
see.
but excited to hey, it's the first time I'm on here without looking at the topics. It's gonna be a mystery. But realistically, we're gonna be on the first two topics for the entire show. So.
There's a good chance. I'm gonna try and sneak in a couple of the smaller ones early because that otherwise we will get stuck on too.
You always try. I do. I know. You always do.
TC, I admire your approach. Not looking at the topics. He's living dangerously, folks. That's living very dangerously in the podcasting world. Shout out to TC. Great to have him here. And of course, you guys know him. My voice doppelganger, the great Mag, is back with us tonight. Yes, always great to have Mag with us. Mag, you're absolutely killing it. I say this all the time. I will continue to say it. I love and I can't believe how much dedication you have to the YouTube channel, because I know how hard you work, and I know you have a family. You do all sorts of different things outside of work. So credit to you. And Mag, thanks for joining us here tonight. How you doing this evening?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Yeah, it's been a while since we've been on the show. And listen, Mooch, in regards to your Thanksgiving situation,
yes,
the part of the advantages of being a dual citizen, I get to have two Thanksgivings. So I got mine in October, and then we did our American Thanksgiving. We have to call it American Thanksgiving because I have to differentiate. We did that on Saturday the 29th. So we did it at my cousin's place in the city. We had a blast. We ate like champions. We were up till 5 a.m. It was a disaster. But either way, it was great. So yes, you can always wish me happy Thanksgiving at yours because I celebrated too.
Okay.
So
note taken, and that definitely you will be receiving one next year, my friend. I promise you that. Great to have you with us, Meg. Shout out to Danelle, bro. Danelle. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Okay, hey, leave Abdul Carter alone, please. Danelle goes, that is about your Giants. Remember, that is why your rookie linebacker didn't start the game. That's right. He got caught watching inappropriate movies during practice. That is true. Listen, it was only one. What was it? It was only one down or something, or just the beginning of the game. Shout out to Abdul, by the way. He's a great linebacker. He's gonna be fantastic for the Giants. Shout out to Danelle Brown too. I appreciate that. All right, so I'll put, I'm going to put Death Singer on the hot seat here first, and I'll make a promise to TC and try to get through a couple topics here. Metroid Prime 4. So I grew up playing Metroid, and Meg, I know you're going to be chomping at the bit to get in here, but the reason I'm asking Death Singer is I know Death Singer has played a bit of Metroid Prime 4, so I want to get his opinion because he's played it. If either of you guys have, please do chime in as well. I have not yet. It came out today. I didn't get a chance. I got home 2 hours before the podcast, setting everything up, so here we are. Death Singer, I'll ask you this, okay? The reviews are kind of all over the place. I think last I checked, it was sitting somewhere between an 80 or an 81. I don't know if it dipped any lower, went a point higher. That's not the point. It doesn't matter. Between 80 and 82, it doesn't matter. It is the lowest that the Prime series has seen. And I've seen some footage out there, which I always say, and I'll say it again here, I am not going to take Twitter footage that people use for banter back and forth and say, that's it. I'm still going to end up playing Metroid Prime 4. But what did you think of the game, and how does it stack up against its predecessors?
I saw the sentiment about how it kind of feels Halo-y because,
I saw it too, yes.
And I can agree with that. And I only played a little bit of it because I did, just got it to boot up today. So, I just started it. So I can't have a full opinion on it. I could when I initially booted up, though, I was like, "Ooh, yeah, this feels." I can see the Halo comparison. I can see it. It's valid. But I think it's a good game. I don't have a long history with the Metroid series. Bear in mind.
Yeah.
So that is a thing. I'm not really too tuned into Metro, so I've only played I played one back on the GameCube, I think. If someone could correct me. I believe there was one on the GameCube, right?
I thought.
Anyone?
I want to say yes. I will check it out right now.
But yeah, I mean, so far, it's kind of looking good. The reviews are whatever. The only people who worry about reviews, like 80 is a good score. Since when has 80 been a bad score? But I guess it's a bad score if you console war, because you can't throw it in the face of the opposition. Because some of the people on Twitter who are like, "Oh, Metroid is looking bad," they're the same people who thought Days Gone was amazing, and that's the 70-something. So,
you are right, by the way. You are right, by the way, Death Singer. I don't mean to interrupt you, but Metroid Prime 2002 on the GameCube.
That was the GameCube one.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the one I played because shout out to GameCube, great console. But it's it's so far from what I played, it's pretty good. Other people can, if they played it more, can offer more insight. It feels a bit Halo-y. It feels good. It feels very, very good. But I'm using an Xbox controller, obviously. So I don't know how it feels like actually normally. Yeah.
Well, now JS Shrank says Deathsinger needs to stop crying and get a PS5 Pro. Hey, listen, everyone is waiting, Deathsinger, for you to get this PS5 Pro. I've never seen so many people excited to see somebody get a console. I think you should do it just for the glorious applause.
No.
Well, there's your answer, JS. I'm sure you weren't expecting it to be that short, but no.
No, I'm not. And I have no reason to, and GTA would be the only reason to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of that, I have absolutely zero reason to get that.
Oh, there you go, JS. There's your answer in short. Meg, I'll go to you on this one. Yeah. Meg, listen, we grew up playing Metroid. Okay?
Much different game in those days.
Extremely, by the way. Extremely. Yeah. And what do you think? I mean, first of all, I didn't get a chance to ask in. I know you work a lot as well, so I'm sure you didn't take a day off to play Metroid Prime 4 today as much as you'd like to have. Are you planning to pick it up? And I know you've seen enough of it, the clips. And these aren't the clips where people are trying to degrade the look of it. These are clips. Are you a little shocked? I guess I'll pose the question to you with a little bit more meat on the bone here, and that is, here I am. I have a Switch 2, and I've got Donkey Kong Bonanza. Shout out to Lord Metroid, who's going to be joining us on the 18th. He gifted me Silk Song. Okay, but that's not a Nintendo made game, and I have Mario Kart World, and so. I guess what I say to you, Meg, are you impressed thus far? I mean, we're seeing the sales for the Switch 2 that are awesome. I mean, they're killing it. They're absolutely killing it, but we creep towards the holidays. But does this game make the grade for you coming from Nintendo themselves?
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to this entire situation with this whole... by the way, I just found out now that if you type in Metroid Prime 4,
yes.
My short from earlier today is the recommended short. It's the first one that shows up.
I watched that.
So I thought that was kind of funny. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I recognize that ridiculous face. Anyway, the thing is, when it comes to Nintendo these days, I'm a little gun-shy with games, and the reason why is because now here in Ontario specifically, they're almost $115 a game, right?
Okay.
So... that's with tax and everything else.
Right? Yeah.
But still, regardless, it's $115. So it's got to knock my socks off. I'm not going to randomly buy a third-party game, at $99.99 plus Ontario tax. It's a little bit much, right? So when I'm looking at that, so I always kind of balk at first. I did get Donkey Kong Bonanza pretty much immediately when I picked up my Switch in, I think I picked it up in August, excuse me.
Okay.
First week of August, I picked up the system. And, the reason why is because it was getting universal praise across the board. Of course, it ends up being, nominated for a number of game awards and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm just pausing. And the reason why, if you think about what Metroid Prime is, on a good side, it's basically like a little bit of Halo, a little bit of Doom, and of course, a little bit of Metroid mixed in there, whatever, some puzzle solving and some things like that. It's a little bit of platforming and all that. And then you go to Metroid Prime 4, and that's pretty much what you're getting there too. A little bit more traversal with that motorcycle thing, going from area to area. But it's the same idea. So I'm like, well, I don't get the complaints. Now, there's always going to be the YouTube guys out there, the grifters out there who go oh, this game is being rejected because of its woke ideology and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't see that in this game. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. But as soon as you put that kind of stuff in there, that people will click on that, right? Because they love the controversy. I don't see that controversy here. Now, the other thing that I'm finding a little bit strange is that it's sitting at an 81 Metacritic.
Right.
However, if you go on YouTube, you'll see a number of videos that saying, this ain't it. This is not it. This is not a great game.
I saw that.
I don't recommend this. Even Skill Up, who's one of the
he said I do not recommend it.
Right. He's one of the biggest reviewers in the planet now.
Yeah.
I mean, at 1 point something million subscribers and whatever, and he gets huge numbers on his reviews.
Right.
And he said he didn't recommend it. Then right underneath, Clownfish said, I don't recommend it. Then somebody else, and these are all big YouTubers. So I'm saying it, I'm going, what's the divide here? So I'm trying to still, I mean, now it's what, like 7:20 Eastern Standard Time. Throughout the entire day and into tonight, I'm still trying to understand what the divide is between YouTubers, users, and the legacy media, we want to call it that, that are giving these scores. So as I'm letting the dust settle, I'm not going to buy it.
Okay.
So I'm not going to buy it just yet, and I'm only because I want to see. I want the dust to settle. I talked to a few of my maggots who are channel members of mine who played it today, and they said it's great. Okay. Shout out to them. I see some of them in the chat actually right now. So they said the game was great and they're having a great time playing it. A couple of other people reached out on my when I did my YouTube short today, and it's already at like 1.4 thousand views in a couple hours. So I have a bunch of people in there talking. Right? So I'm reading the comments, and that wasn't like a boast, by the way. I meant just because they had a lot of comments. And sorry, came across weird. The reason why is I was getting in there, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, what are they saying? And the people are like, I'm playing it, loving it. And then some other people are saying, no, this is trash. And I'm like, I can't find a middle ground.
I don't know what to do.
And this is the problem right now. You know what I'm saying, Mooch? Like, when there is such a clear divide that you could say, okay, I agree with the reviewers, like the legacy media people, or I agree with the YouTubers. There's a very clear cut case where I can sit on one side of the fence or the other. The problem is there is a divide here, but neither one makes a what's the word I'm looking for here? They're not making a good argument.
They're not making a good argument or a good case for you to go out there and spend this money.
Correct. Or not spend it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying neither side is making a compelling argument. I even saw Dreamcast guy. He had a review today. He says he didn't like it. He said it's fun in areas and this and that. And he said he didn't like it either. He gave it a bad score. I think he gave it a 6 out of 10. And he's a Metroid Prime freak because he's played all the games.
Absolutely.
Yes. Satanist, you're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. I was just using Clownfish as an example of like, large YouTube channels that are doing that. Sorry, he was saying something.
No, I saw what he said. He was saying he's not playing the games. But right. I mean,
so I'm just looking at him because he's got almost 700,000 subs. So I'm like, well, they garner attention. So that right now I just kind of backed off from the bar fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just let them kind of duke it out. And I'll be like, let me see what's going on here.
You know what? What's funny? And I
don't know.
No, Matt, great point. And the audience is like almost wants to have a clear, concise decision here on the panel. But that's why I did what I did. The thumbnail says record low, and record low because I'm comparing that to other Metroid Primes. But then I put in the title, Metroid Prime's 4's, they're mixed. They're mixed. Some people are absolutely loving it. And what you said that was interesting that I'm going to ask TC, I'll pose TC the question that Mag said. How do we differentiate? We see gamers, big-time fans, TC, are absolutely loving this game. But then at the same time, you have a lot of the big reviewers, and they do this for a living, and they've enjoyed other primes. They're giving this thing a pretty bad review and saying it's, I don't recommend it or don't buy, et cetera, et cetera. My point being is like, that's, I don't know. It's such a polarizing debate here. TC, what do you think? Is this something that will eventually make it to you playing, or this is a pass regardless?
I'm not really the biggest Metroid fan. Like the last Metroid game was probably that I ever played was like one of the 2D games. I don't know if that was on Game Boy Advance or something like that. I'm not really the biggest Metroid fan, but honestly, like for me, when it comes to any game, I play games that are in the 70s. Like people I think people have come to a point where they expect a game to be 90 plus or it's trash. This is like an 81 is not that's a really good score.
That's a good score.
A pretty good score.
It is.
Like if you wanna play it out, check out some gameplay. Some people's opinions I'll watch, and you don't just listen to what the final conclusion is. If they have good points that make sense to you, then sure. If they don't make sense to you, then look for somebody else and see what they say. At the end of the day, you gotta choose and pick. I don't really rely on as many people. I pick games that sometimes I'll buy and they're not that great, and you bite the bullet. That's it. But then I buy games that nobody really talks about. It has like a 72 on Metacritic, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a game I want to play, and I want to play it. And that's really how I go. I don't really have as much input in terms of the Metroid Prime series itself, because again, I've only played like the 2D game, one of them. That's about it.
Right. So shout out to.
Can I?
Go ahead, please.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just going to pull up this. I'm obviously not pulling it up on your show. I'm going to pull it up here on my screen here. And I want to read you a couple of the comments. Very quick. It's genuinely such a good game, worth the wait, but I can see where some complaints are. The game is fun and plays and looks great. These are some of the comments I'm getting on my video. Honestly, if it wasn't named Metroid, it'd probably be scored lower. And then I get underneath. Game is great. It's just the usual YouTube grift. The YouTube complainers are 10 times more annoying than the characters. Media's asked this game is actually the game is not good, and then underneath it was mid. And honestly, it doesn't feel like a Metroid game. And I'm like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just read off like about 6 comments. 3 positive, 3 negative. So once again,
but what's a Metroid game? Is this the type of complaint people had for Final Fantasy 16? Because I heard people say that it's not a Final Fantasy game.
Right.
I
enjoyed 16.
I did too.
I personally enjoyed 16 more than, I know some people might not like this, than 7. Personally, I enjoyed 7 part 1, not as much part 2 is too much padding, but I really enjoyed 16, and that's probably because I like Devil May Cry and they have similarities.
Yeah.
You know, TC, there's a problem there too. That the problem is that this game's been around for 40 years. So the thing is, when people say something like, "Well, it doesn't,"
Metroid
play like
is
a Metroid
40 years old.
Well, yeah, because it's on. Well, because it's on the original Nintendo.
It's on the original
like
Nintendo.
The first ones was on the
That's
original
right.
Nintendo, way back when. So the thing is, when people say, "Well, it doesn't play like a Metroid game," I'm like, "Well, what is a Metroid game?" Because it went through all these iterations,
right?
From 2D to 3D to to more platforming, to more shooting, to more traversal, and like it evolved over time. So the thing is, when you say it doesn't play like a Metroid game, does it not play like the last one? Does it not play like the GameCube ones, or does it not play like the Super Nintendo ones? Like, which is it? Because if you play the Nintendo and Super Nintendo ones, they are completely different. They basically play like Castlevania, right? It's
right.
Just like you're jumping around, shooting up, down, left, right, whatever, and you're just jumping from block to block like Mario. So there is no comparison. You can't compare those games. They're not the same games, right? So I'm like,
okay,
which
so
one are you saying?
That's
it's
a great
not
point
like?
Because when people are saying that, so a game came out. What year was it? Wasn't 2022? Metroid Dread. Remember Dread came out?
Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread.
It came
what
out.
System was that on?
Switch.
Oh, on the Switch. No, I never got that one.
Okay, that's more of a 2D entry into it, like what it was when we were younger.
Right.
And that's when people say it doesn't remind me of a Metroid game. I think they just do they want more like Dread and less like Prime?
I see what you're saying. I'm looking at it right now. And it basically plays. You're right. It looks like a really jazzed up version of the NES,
absolutely, as it should be, right? With forward progress.
2D Metroidvania. Thank you, Mirko. There you go.
So Dread I thought was very good. Great game, says Silverwolf. I agree. Like, my point being is, so when they say that type of so here's the other thing. So I'll go to Dessinger here. Dessinger, this is really going to get you all burned up here. So one of the things, and people are saying, don't say it like this. I'm not saying it like this, but some people are. They're saying that Metroid Prime 4 locks some of the basic features behind a $30 amiibo, right?
That was crazy. I heard about that.
And I don't think it's necessarily like the fans of Metroid Prime 4 are saying, don't say it's locked behind. It's not locked behind. They're saying if you want, but that area where you're seeing in Metroid where she's riding through on in the desert,
like an open area.
Desert, yeah. There's no music there, right? There's nothing. If you buy the $30, and I hope I'm saying it right, is it amiibo? If you buy that, then there's music that you can play in the background there. Which they're like, why wouldn't you just put the music in the game?
But that's Nintendo. Nintendo locks all kinds of things behind.
No, you guys got to stop saying that's Nintendo, and then we just move on with our day. Because I guarantee you, if this was like PlayStation or Xbox doing this right now, this would be scattered.
Exactly, exactly.
It would be like hell right now.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you have to say that's just Nintendo because no one's going to complain about it. All the people
that's the problem, but
the Nintendo diehards are always going to be like, oh well, I mean. But the game is good, though. So.
Well, wait a minute. So
I'm noticing.
Go ahead, TC. I agree with you.
I'm just noticing I can see where some of because I don't know how the franchise does, but I'm just realizing that Metroid is a 90+ meta franchise. It seems like.
You know the
Is that
biggest
why-
problem, but yeah, you're
Yes.
right. You're right about that. They rate and score really high. You know the biggest problem with this situation is
What's that?
is that you could say, well, if I'm on the fence, I'm gonna wait for a sale. Nintendo doesn't put shit on sale. Okay, at least up here. I mean, we never get sales. Like they have games that are 8 years old that are still $90. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like that's a bit of a problem too. It's not like if you wanted to get, I don't know, let's say Assassin's Creed Shadow. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a sale. In 4 months, the game's 50% off. You know what I
Right.
mean? Nintendo does not do that. So they really are either going to stick it to you, or you're going to have to just take that cost, or you're just going to walk away from it. And they kind of really leave you on the fence there, which I find to be a little bit, I mean, because they don't really treat it like as if software and hardware. They treat it as a toy product. They always have, because Nintendo was a toy company, right?
Yeah.
And they do it the same way. You don't see teddy bears go on sale 4 months after they're sitting on the shelf. A
No,
teddy
it's
bear is
true.
$9.99 is $9.99. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the problem here is that we can't say, well, Mooch, did you buy it or no?
A Prime? Not yet. No. I mean, listen, I just got home and it released today. So,
Right.
like, there's two things, and I'm not going to go down that, but I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to pick up Battlefield 6. It's on sale. But like, those are the two games. I'm going to buy it because you said it yourself, Mag. Wait, here's the thing. From what I saw and what you saw, and I'll ask Mag here, but you guys, Detzinger, please, TC, chime in. Like, it's not going to go on sale. So, like, if I want to play it, that's what you just said, Mag. I got to buy it, right? It's
You
not
either
like
got to buy it or don't. Nintendo knows that.
Or
They're not
don't.
stupid. They know.
Or
They know
don't.
that you're going to be like, listen, man, here's the drug. You either take it or you don't.
You know what's
You know what I
really
mean?
weird, though? Here's the thing that's odd, right? The Switch 2 got ridiculously bad reviews. It was, look, you saw the media absolutely crush Nintendo in, what was it, June or July when it came out?
Right.
It's killing the
Yeah, but
people
Mooch, a lot
who
of those,
play.
you got to remember, the main fan base, a lot of those people are what I call autopilot purchasers. Right? It's like Call of Duty, for example. You're going to have, no matter what Call of Duty does, or how bad it can be, or whatever, there's always the autopilot people who will go out, buy it no matter what. Oh, new Nintendo, I'm buying it day one. A new this, fill in the blank, I'm buying it day one. A new Call of Duty, it doesn't matter if it's a completely steaming pile of garbage, they will go out and buy it day one because it's an autopilot thing, right? So they're the autopilot customers. I look at it that way. So when you see that, but I think that most of us, not only here on the panel, but the people in the chat, these are people that are invested in the gaming industry a lot more. So I don't consider any of us autopilot customers because we are in the hardcore, that 15%. So we really sit back and think about it and talk about it and analyze it and whatever else. A lot of people won't make that blind purchase.
So I will say,
They'll look at the reviews, talk to YouTubers, right? And all that kind of stuff. Say, hey, what did you think of this game? I trust your opinion or whatever. But the thing is, again, at the end of the day, whatever side of the fence you fall on, Nintendo ain't going to be dropping that price.
I kind of feel the way that TC was talking about Call of Duty, and I can't remember if this was on the air or just before when TC said he's going to pick it up, but he'll pick it up at some other point. I think the more I think about it, when you said, am I going to? The answer is yes, I'm going to.
Right.
I mean, am I going to buy it before midnight tonight? Probably not. But I'll just get it down the line. And that's not because I'm waiting for a sale. That's not going to happen. That's a pipe dream.
No.
You know what I mean? So the point of the matter is just that I'm amazed that the fan base that, a lot of people like come to the channel and they say, oh, well, PlayStation has an unbelievable fan base, right? Xbox has an unbelievable fan base. Nintendo has an unbelievable fan base. These people, they went out and bought Donkey Kong in droves. They went out and bought this console. Did you see the latest numbers? And I understand that it's not, it's not like Circana or whatever it's called there now. I think it's VG charts, but that's the only thing we have that does the whole thing across the board for global. And it was like 92,000 units sold last month, right? Versus, I don't remember what PlayStation was. PlayStation was maybe somewhere between 35 and 50,000. But that's quite a drop, right? I mean, that's unbelievable. It's just shout out to Nib, by the way. I don't know if he's listening to the show. He goes, Mooch, give me 5 to 10 minutes. I'll be right there.
Oh, he probably just woke up.
He probably just woke up. He takes a power nap. By the way, that's the secret.
Power naps are the way to do it.
They are the way to do it, but that's how Nib can podcast for 5 hours,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So
Hugo Sanchez, listen, man, I'm not in denial. I have a Switch 2, okay? And I have a Switch 2. I'm saying that there is a percentage, and if you don't think that there's a percentage of autopilot people that purchase stuff, you're out of your mind.
Right.
As you can see, if you look up and scroll up and look at the other people in the comment section, have also said the same thing with a number of other games and software and hardware that people do autopilot purchases.
Right.
So there's always going to be that in that first 6 to 8 months, or even 6 months to a year of a new product, you're going to get that. You know, like for example,
I advocate like but like I stand on the basis of forever. It's fuck Nintendo. For lack of a better word.
Death Singer.
No, it is.
Oh
it has
my
been
God.
for ages because these guys are complete clowns. First of all, they tried patenting capturing animals in balls. You ain't even the first one to do that, so sit your ass down. Dragon Quest was doing that before then, so don't even try that. It's like, if anything, Square Enix should have the patent to it, but it's absolutely insane. Nintendo is just a crazy, crappy company, and I used to think PlayStation was probably one of the. Nah, Nintendo takes it, so I'm firmly on board of
it's funny, and then Death Singer later, he's like, "Why do I get this hate? No reason at all." No reason at all. That's it.
I'm speaking, from personal.
You're speaking from the heart. That's what you just feel this way. That's what it is.
The thing is, people see the article and they're like, "Oh no, that's fine," and it's like, well, Nintendo didn't come up with the idea of it. Then they want to patent it, and that would screw over so many different devs. Like, do you understand how painful that'll be for so many devs around the world? If Nintendo actually won that, like, it's insane how they're trying to or everyone will bow down to our will, and it's like, sit your ass down, Grandpa. Your fucking online is trash. Your console's popular because it's loved by the kids. I mean, and your franchises are from 50 years ago. So,
that's the short version, Death Singer. I like that. Shout out to Babor. Babor's here. The show can start. Shout out to he says Skill Up criticizes Yote for similarities, but praises every Demon Souls clone from soft shits out. By the way,
you know what?
Can anybody explain Elden Ring story?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong for saying that. He did. He does do that.
Yeah. I mean, I do. But, I check out Skill Up's reviews, and I actually think he does a very good, very thorough job. Doesn't mean you always agree with him. Babor is always trying to say, by the way, can anybody explain Elden Ring's story to me? Well, you know who can is oh geez, I'm gonna forget his name. I'll get it for you, Babor. There's someone you should subscribe to and listen to. He goes through the lore in absolute, I mean, just the fashion he goes through it and the depth he gets into, unbelievable. The game,
did they just make that up? Because I can't figure out. I played the game for 110 hours. I have no idea what was happening.
Yeah, I'm more in your camp, Mag, and probably Babor's. I don't really know. I just, it's a shout out to Sin Vendetta, the great Sin Vendetta. He can tell you the lore as well. But these are folks that dedicate their lives to From Software games. You know what I mean? From the Souls family. The Gaming Ledger comes in with a little bit of news here. Not something I had on my topics list, but I'll bring it up. He says Moore's Law is Dead just said on stream that PSSR 2.0 is going to be massive and compete with FS4 and DLSS. It's coming next year. Sony isn't ditching PSSR for FSR. So I appreciate that, Gaming Ledger. Thank you. I got to be honest with you, I do have a lot of hope and I mean, what do you say for PSSR 2.0? I think the tech is there. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it works out.
Nah, I think AMD's helping them massively with that.
From my understanding, it's a back and forth.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I was gonna say they're working together. I mean, you could see that it's a lot of they're praising Sony, Sony's praising them. I think it's back and forth as well. TC.
No, because they want to. I don't know what they're up to, but it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, they get PSSR working because, a good upscaling technology is revolutionary for gaming. Like having an actual good one. Like we take DLSS for granted, being how good it is,
right?
But having it is. It's kind of mandatory if you want to game it because trying to game at native 4K is ridiculous. So if you want
mandatory for the Steam machine for sure.
Oh, I mean, but then again, it's but the Steam machine's a whole thing because people on paper it's weaker than the PS5, and it's like you don't understand PC gaming. You see the thing is this because I compared it right, a 3060 which is way weaker than a PS5, right? That's substantially weaker than the PS5. That 3060 is nowhere near. It is running Dying Light the Beast better than the PS5. But that's
Is it at exact same settings and all that?
Yep, 1080p, 60, and it goes above 60. Because the Digital Foundry ran the test on Dying Light on the PS5. This is in performance mode, right? Because that's the only way they could get 60. So the PS5 was in performance mode, so it's 1080. And it dropped below 1080 outdoors, and stayed at 1080p indoors.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3060 was 1080p 60 plus across the board, right? And obviously you have DLSS on, but it's like you can't just, if you look at the specs of the Steam Machine, it is going to hit a little bit above its weight. People who think it's going to be way weaker than the PS5 has another thing coming, because
I didn't hear way weaker. I heard it's like slightly weaker. Like it'll be on like similarities.
Well, on paper, on like the actual hardware is weaker, but when it comes to actually running a game, bear in mind you have full control over how the game runs, right? So you can go into the settings, you could turn off ambient or turn down ambient occlusion. You could turn down the shadows. You could turn.
Yeah, but the idea of comparing the both is them to have exact same settings, textures,
right.
performance, the whole nine.
But then if you're going to do that, for the most part, the PS5 runs stuff at like medium settings on PC. So if you throw it on medium settings, like the 3060 was running that with high settings. So shadows on high, which is a bit above what the PS5 is running. So if you went like for like, it wouldn't be.
But see, the problem I have, though, so shout out to Zapmondo.
I'm getting the Steam Machine, by the way.
He says Dying Light 2 runs 120 FPS on PS5 Pro.
Well, yeah, but like the Steam Machine is nowhere near the PS5 Pro.
They're not comparing it. Yeah, they're not comparing it.
Like
why is it they...
If I was comparing it to the PS5 Pro, I could compare my PC and I'm doing 240 FPS. You know, it's like, so it's no contest, right? So it's like you have to ignore the Pro. You have to look at the base PS5 when you're talking about the Steam.
Why, when you're talking the rumor that's coming out from Linus and a bunch of others? I mean, they're not saying that's what they heard. They're saying, they're saying $700 is their guess. So if you're going to say $700, then we do have to compare it against the Pro, don't we?
No, because it's not competing with the Pro. The specs are not competing with it, right?
Then why is it the price of the Pro?
Because it's,
or at least why speculation? Speculation.
There's a difference between the two. The Steam Machine. I'm hoping it's cheaper, but even at $700, it's still a PC. That's one of the benefits that I keep hearing reiterated in the sense of, like, just as mentioned earlier, you're able to customize, and of course, you don't have to pay for online. There's back and forth to it. But if it was me personally, for me, I don't really care about the customization as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go with a PS5, just a Pro, just because I like the PlayStation games. But for somebody else who loves PC, has a library, is running older GPU, and hasn't felt the need to upgrade, and they see the Steam box, $699 to them is a really good deal.
Okay, that's fair, TC.
To be honest, though, that's not what this machine is about. This machine is for my first PC, because it looks like a console. It's not a console, but it looks small. It has.
I don't see this thing competing with the PS5 at $399.
No, it's not. But it's a PC, right? It's not console. It's not designed to compete with the console.
Oh, I thought you were saying like console player who's getting a first time PC type thing.
No, but like instead of convincing it would be easier for someone to buy this little box than it would be to buy this desktop I have right next to me. Like convincing someone.
That's me right there. That's me right there.
Like if I showed you my desktop, they'd be like, "Oh no, PC gaming, how all this technical hurdles and whatnot."
Right.
But I guarantee you, if you invite them into your home, you sat down with your PlayStation controller or whatever, and you've got the little box up, and you're playing Cyberpunk or whatever, and you hand them the controller, they won't know they're playing on a PC. And then you could tell them, "Oh look, you're PC gaming." And so I just think it's a nice access point to get into like the Steam ecosystem. That is what this is. Everything is like the Steam Deck is designed to get you into Steam. That VR headset's designed to get you into Steam.
I was tempted to get
Steam.
I was tempted to get to the Steam Deck mainly because I've wanted to find a way to get into PC. I don't need a big rig because I mainly just want to play all these indie games that come on PC and then they're on console like a year and a half later.
The Steam Deck's great for that.
Right.
Oh, the Steam Deck's all you need then for that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna get the Steam machine personally because like I also want to play games like I don't have a hard copy of like Left 4 Dead 2 for example. I wouldn't mind just buying that off the digital store for like $5 and just playing that on the Steam machine.
Okay, yeah, I see that. See, that's a good idea because the Steam machine would be a great entry point because you get reasonable performance. So long as you play around in the settings and you know like what the most expensive performance options are. Like for example, it has 8 gig of VRAM, right? So when you hear 8 gig of VRAM, you're like, if VRAM's limited, you turn down ambient occlusion, high resolution textures, and the reflections, which mainly impact the VRAM more.
You're pretty much just reducing information going through, yeah.
Yeah, and you could run it. Bear in mind, 8 gigabytes is enough for 1080p gaming. People want 16 gigabytes and above, but that's because they're at like 1440p to 4K gaming. 8 gigabytes is nowhere near enough for 4K. And
if I'm going to play something like a higher performance value in terms of like a big AAA budget title, I'm going to play that on my Pro. Again, mainly this is going to be for like indie titles because this Steam and PC, they get like these indie like one of the indie titles I'm playing right now, I think it launched on PC first and it came to PS5 like a year later. I don't know what the reason for that is. I don't know, maybe it's cheaper to release on PC first.
Well,
I know Sony.
It's easier to release on Steam because Steam, like the reason why so many games release on Steam is they're not as stringent as PlayStation in their background checks. The certification process at PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox is strict.
I always say that's funny just because of the AI slop we see on PS.
Well, here's the thing: some games slip through the gaps, like I Am Banana or I Am Mayo or whatever, and all those.
Oh, so you've seen some of those, yeah.
Right, yeah, it's just some fall through the gaps, but like Steam is more open. That's why they say PC is an open platform. It's like lots of indie creators, if they're like, well, my game probably won't get certified by PlayStation. Bear in mind, if you release on PlayStation, you'll probably get buried because you're not going to have the clout to be put on the main page of the PlayStation Store. But on Steam, you can throw your game on there, and some people will check it out. Trust me.
So you got a couple of comments here on this discussion here. Shout out to Wapzilla is here. He says PSSR is the best upscaling tech on console. Only ill-equipped devs who cannot get their games above 1080p natively struggle with it. They're not the bar. Shout out to Wapzilla. I appreciate that. The Gaming Ledger's back. He mentioned devs said Sony is supporting PSSR better than AMD is supporting FSR. Again, hearing this from Moore's Law.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's gonna be interesting because obviously PS5 Pro is getting the FSR version update.
Yes.
So the value proposition is going to change quite a lot. But in a weird way, all of this conversation at the moment makes me appreciate consoles more.
Yeah, it really does. The PS5. That's why I said that's why my PS5 Pro comment is so. And I'll get to Babors in a second. But Wapzilla says this just piggybacks. By the way, welcome Nib to the show and welcome Wise Old Gamer. Death Singer says this is Wapzilla. He says Death Singer says you cannot compare a $7 Steam machine to Pro, but you can compare a $700 Pro to a $2,500 PC.
No, you shouldn't compare both of them.
But people do.
The people are focused on the price because those two things are priced similarly versus a PC that's $2,500.
If you are someone who is purely interested in gaming, because I can see if, say, example, you have more utility. Say you want to do bloody Office or you want to do some sort of work on this box, then fine, there's additional utility. But if you're just like strictly gamer and you're thinking, do I want to dip my toes into console gaming? Do I want to dip my toes into PC gaming? I would say like the value proposition is still there with the console.
Yes.
Because, like the Pro potentially is going to be the similar price or cheaper, you're getting a lot more performance. And some of the things that I'm hearing about, like the flexibility and turn this down, turn that down. Obviously, it's all subjective. Some people enjoy doing that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that all of that stuff is more work. Like, I pay people to reduce the amount of time I have to spend in things, right? That's literally why I hire staff, right? The more work I have, the less value proposition I'm getting. So hearing I have to tweak.
Then again, if you don't want to tweak, you see, this is the thing. The Steam Machine is supposed to target the mass market. It's supposed to target the enthusiast who wants to get into the Steam ecosystem, kind of PC, but doesn't want a desktop, right? Because fundamentally, when you buy into PC gaming, you are signing up for optimizing your game, doing all this stuff. This is what you sign up for. Don't compare the two. Like, well, when you sign up for console,
I'm hoping they have Steam verified versions for the Steam Machine.
They are.
Steam verified doesn't really mean a lot these days.
No, but the thing is, it's
not the most optimized settings for. I don't have a Steam Deck. I'm assuming that's what it is.
For the Steam Deck. I mean, it is kind of optimized because, like, I guess a pretty good performance.
But I didn't say Dessinger. The funny thing to me, because obviously narratives shift so much all the time when something new is introduced, people flip reverse. Because now I'm hearing, like even you said, reasonable settings, right? But for the last few years, I swear, all I've heard from PC people is how consoles are peasants and they have shitty versions of games. Now, something that's going to be arguably lower settings than the base PS5 is regarded as reasonable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
I do have to say that the one thing, and I'll let you speak because, Nib posed that to you, but that's the one thing I was just going to say before Nib did. It seems like a lot of the argument now in the PC world is changing because of the Steam Machine. Because what you said before was you were like, well, the part they're trying to promote is getting into PC and being able to tweak your settings. But you even said when you were talking to TC a moment ago, the settings that you'll have to tweak with this Steam Machine are going to be in that mid-range. So it's like you're saying that you're going to be tweaking it into the lower than console area for that same price point, or maybe slightly better than a PS5. Like that's not really a flex.
I don't think he'll be better than a PS5, to be honest.
It will because you also have to bear in mind, like a lot of these games, unless they're in quality, if they're in performance mode, their settings dialed all the way the fuck down. That's the only way. It's like when you look at the ray tracing.
No, but that is not the case usually with console versions of games. PS5 and Series X versions of games are usually medium to high settings.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just lower base resolution.
And for the Steam Machine, you'll be at medium to high settings, right? So you're matching bar for bar pretty much the base PS5 anyway. Because bear in mind, a lot of people do the comparison. But the comparison is inherently flawed because I'm running everything at ultra settings, right? Or if I'm really, really struggling, I'll put them down to high. Like for path tracing on Cyberpunk, I have to put it on high. Like ultra, my PC will blow up. I can't do it. Even like I have to turn on frame gen for that to even work. But it's like, that's just how demanding it is. But it's like the thing is, this thing. I think it's muddied the waters because console guys are now going, well, look at this. Now we can compare it to a console and console to this, to that. And it's like, but this is a PC. This isn't a console.
Yeah, but wait, but you have to go back to Wobzilla's point. But in Dessinger, I'm not saying this is not directed at you, but the first thing that was happening when the PS5 Pro was announced and the specs came out, and then when it first came out, was people were like, well, PC can do that, and I can do that with and they were comparing it to PC, and that's a console. So when we were like, no, you can't do that, you're like, well, we certainly can. Now it's reversed, and PC guys, and I'm just saying, you're the one saying it here. I'm not, and this is not about you. I'm just saying, the thing is, they're like, we can't do that. And it's like, why is it we can't do that now?
The thing is, it's like the narrative when the Pro came out was, it's going to beat a 4090, right? A lot of this.
No, only one person.
I was gonna say that everybody said
literally
that.
Only one fanboy said that in all of social media that I could find. As in, I'm talking someone who goes on podcasts and stuff like that. Yes. And even the podcast he said it on, the PlayStation guys in there were like, nah, you're gonna get clipped.
Nah, mate.
You need to check this out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that is not a valid.
It's like the whole performance thing of the Steam Machine is Like, it's going to do basically base PS5, and that's what it's for. And it's not going to be for everyone. If you have a base PC, you're probably not going to give a shit. If you have a console and you're not interested in PC gaming, you ain't going to give a shit. But in case you're just curious about getting into the Steam ecosystem, because you've heard a lot about Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Steam does this, Steam sales, Steam does that, Steam... And you're like, well, I don't want to spend 1,500 or whatever on a good desktop. So let me pick up this little box. Bear in mind, it's not a big desktop.
No, Dessinger, I'm riding on with you on all of this stuff, right? I completely behind. The only thing that's surprising me thus far isn't the specs in the box. It's just the price point. When I first saw this, I was like, that's interesting. Okay. Comparative to a base PS5, which I agree with Nib, I still think the PS5 will probably, just because it's optimized and set up differently. But my point being is, I was like, this isn't a bad little idea here. And you might even get console guys to go over and stuff. But then I was thinking to myself, okay, where do you price this thing? And I'm like, oh, they're going to want to really price this because they're not doing like latest and greatest tech. This thing should be priced somewhere around, I was thinking between maybe $450 and $550, maybe a little.
That's what I thought.
Right? And then now people are saying don't expect that. Now, by the way, this is all speculation, folks. I'm not saying this is, people in the industry are saying this could be
also this. Sorry, just to add on to that, this is also partly because of what's going on with the RAM situation right now.
Yeah,
I feel like it could have been cheaper.
Also, I also think it's because you're paying price per parts, right? Because bear in mind, this isn't an APU, right? This is a dedicated graphics card, standalone CPU. Like, even if you were to get a 3060 right now, right? I'm looking on Amazon, it's like 180 to 200, right? If you want to buy a 3060 now. So if it's around that 3060, then you put.
Well, you're looking at individual parts. You're not looking at a company getting mass parts. Valve is not buying it individually. They're buying. They bought it in bulk. Yeah.
But they did buy it in bulk, but it's obviously all the components, and they still have a value to them. So that's why when they said it's going to be the price of an entry-level PC, well, if you look at entry-level PCs, they're like 500, 600, right? So if
people were hoping it's 500, people would have been fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Basically, I don't.
Maybe it will be. Maybe it will be.
Yeah.
Maybe it will.
Dessinger, I don't. I acknowledge everything you're saying, but I'm not trying to be bad. I'm just being honest here. To me, it just sounds like loads of excuse making because it's not contingent on the consumer to care about that kind of stuff. A consumer doesn't know if it's an APU or off the shelf parts or whatever. All they care about is how much does it cost? What performance am I going to get out of it? How easy is it to use? So all these things that you're saying, this, that, the other, like you can say, like these are the reasons for that. But again, from a consumer point, and why I do think comparisons are actually valid, is because if you are someone who's just in the market to get into gaming, right? You just want a platform like either Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, or PC, and these are within your price brackets, you are going to just look at these things. You're not going to look at what is inside it. Is it an APU? Is it an APU? That isn't important to you. You're going to look at what games can I get on it? How much does it cost? And what kind of performance am I going to get?
And most people, and in that scenario, most people are going to pick up a PlayStation or Nintendo. That's just what they're going to do, right? Unless they know about PC gaming. That's the thing. You could go, yes, let's compare it. Ain't no one going to give a flying fuck what Steam is if you put that in the middle of a game store. Half the people who walk in ain't going to know shit from what the hell that is. Mm-hmm. They're going to look at it and go, I'm only in here for my Call of Duty and NBA. That's what they're in for. And
I do think, though, if this was more like a more sensibly priced device, and maybe a bit more performance.
Steam does not carry in the mass market. Like outside of PC gaming, Steam is not like PlayStation. Like if you show,
no, but I think the thing is this: if Steam released, let's just say it was like the performance of a PS5 Pro or better, right? And they subsidized it, right?
Right.
Say it cost $700 or $800, but it just played Steam games. I actually do think that would be a seriously incentivized product for people who want to dip their feet into gaming, who may have even considered a console.
But let's call it.
I'm telling you straight up, even me, I would pick that up instantly. Because you just want an all-in-one box that's easy to use, but plays your Steam library. But the thing for me, the kind of negative that's holding me back now from wanting one, is that performance metric. Because, and I'm going to say, like, I'm always consistent with my opinions. I've said I feel the PS5 and Series X now, this especially with Unreal Engine 5, they are underpowered. They are not fit for purpose for the strenuousness of this engine.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that was obvious. I mean, when they released these consoles, everyone, I knew. I was soon as
and
I
yet,
saw
in 2025, with less performance than something that came out in 2020, which people are already complaining is underpowered, now the narrative is somehow that is decent and reasonable. I don't understand that. I feel like I'm in Twilight Zone.
But you see,
how can something that was underpowered 5 years ago is now reasonable in 5 years later?
Right,
it doesn't make sense.
That's the question. Why is a Meg want to get a word here? Wise, what are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was saying that you guys are talking about back and forth about this box and how it's underpowered. It's not for you. It's not for anybody here on this panel per se. Maybe me per se would be the only one. If you are in the PC market, in the PC space, and you're saying this thing is overpowered, underpowered, right then and there, that is the red flag. This is not for you. Okay. This is meant for, I think, two populations of individuals. One population of individuals, I think, are people who are in the Steam ecosystem, are fully invested, and need a tertiary box to maybe plug into their living room so they can play it, so they can have it someplace else to play their Steam games apart from their desktop.
I agree with that one. What's your second one, Wise?
And the second one is like somebody like me. I'm a console gamer through and through.
Mm-hmm.
I know about PC. I know about Steam games and PC games. I would love to dip my toes in it. And yeah, this is a easy and very affordable, comparatively speaking, platform, as opposed to me going out and having the hassle of building a box and optimizing all of the hardware.
But here's the thing.
Like
so Wise, let me ask you a question, and it's not really. I guess I'll ask it towards you. But like the biggest complaint, this is what I don't understand, and you didn't complain about it, but others did. The PS5 Pro being $700. Do you remember? It was months. Oh my God, $700. You know what I mean? I'm
Every PC bloody influencer.
Right, I'm gonna have to sell all my sneakers to buy this thing.
They called it a scam.
Everybody, it's a scam. This is the craziest thing. But now, because it's Steam, you're hearing people say, "Oh, listen, I don't mind getting into that for extra." Like even TC was like, "I'm probably gonna pick up like the PC indies." So $700 is now okay for indies and for like smaller PC games. Like I don't understand.
I got targeted for no reason.
TC. I'm only saying TC said that, but I'm not.
Remember when they first
wasn't about TC
the price
only.
Of games to $69.95?
Yes.
Do you remember when they first made that jump from $59 to $69.95, and we were all up in arms? What the fuck's going on here? Now, if it's $69.95, whoa, we're coming out for a deal, man. They're
exactly.
I don't buy that. I just think it's PC hypocrisy. And the thing is, I actually agree with your points, by the way. The way I'm looking at it is like, if you want to appeal to a broader market, obviously this is more niche. Like the things you're describing, the consumer base that would find appeal in that is diminishing, right? Like it's smaller and smaller because there's not... the way I'm looking at it is like, how could you make a box that would entice and even maybe pull people over from console?
But you see, that's the thing. It's the fact of
that.
making a box.
It's not designed for that. I get it.
I do not want to make a box. I want somebody to make a box for me and do all of that BS that you guys enjoy doing on their own, and I'll pay them.
That's what I want to do. Powerful and cheaper than the bloody thing.
Well, wait, guys, I'm just gonna put this out there. Death Singer, I think you've been saying this for years too. I think PC gamers will agree with this. Everyone's like, I just want to be able to buy a box that's made for me that gives me the PC experience. Guys, they've been making pre-builds for a very long time.
Yeah,
but they're not optimizing the software that's on that. They put they slap a Windows on it and send it on its merry way and hope for the best.
That's true. That's true.
It's like people come up with these things for like, oh, the Steam machine. It's like it's niche. It's sold through Steam only. That's what's going to happen. It's not going to be in your retail stores. You're going to have to buy it through Steam. And it's just going to be like the Steam Deck, which is this nice little niche product, which isn't designed to drag the console player over because Steam their numbers just keep going up. So these people, more people are getting into PC gaming. So they're like, okay, fine. If you don't want to buy this big tower, this desktop, have this little box and be on your merry way and whatever, be whatever about it. Because so it's like it's not a competition for Xbox.
What has happened? No, you guys don't seem to understand. What has happened is this: they're looking at the console metric and saying, okay. Look,
we want some of this, yes.
Yeah, we can't compete with a PlayStation or a Nintendo with 125 million consoles plus sales.
Right.
But hey, Xbox only sold 30 million consoles. Well, hell, if we can even sell 1/3 of that,
right.
We're good.
That's right.
We're good.
That's right. That's 100%. And I agree with what Wise said too. I'm actually that person that's interested, but that's because I have a decent sized Steam library, nothing compared to like that singer and a lot of the guys you listen to in the PC world. But I have a decent number, and yes, I'm PC gaming at this desk that I have. But it would be nice to play some of the smaller games on in the family room, right? So I'm the first example Wise gave. But the thing about it, TC made a good point earlier when he said, these things better be Steam machine verified, right? Because I bought. This is something that's interesting. Just this is something that really bothered me. I bought Mafia: The Old Country on Steam. And then I was taking off, believe it or not, ironically as it was, I was taking off to Italy. And I was like, well, no better game to play, when in Rome, literally. I buy it. I didn't do my homework on this because I thought it would have worked. I didn't think it was a very demanding game. You guys seen Mafia: The Old Country, okay? It's not Cyberpunk. And it's not It's
a pretty game still.
It's a great, no, it is, TC, but it's not Steam Deck verified.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bit of a letdown, to be honest with you, with a game of like the Mafia: The Old Country. That's not something that's pushing today's modern equipment to the threshold. So,
well, no, but the Steam Deck isn't.
I understand but I hope the Steam machine doesn't have that issues with games that are demanding. Because remember, as we move forward into the second part of this generation, this is when you're going to see the games really start taking advantage of the hardware. It's the same thing that happened last generation. This isn't new. What I'm saying, you guys know this. We still have short-term memory. This happens. Now the developers all have these tools, right? In UE5, right? I think Nib was talking about it. I think games, as we get further and further down, UE5, I believe, isn't Arc Raiders is using UE5. So did Expedition 33. Certain people with these tools are starting to get the handle of this thing. And I think the second half of this generation, you're going to see UE5 utilized and in a much, much brighter light, right? Not so, it won't get the critique it's been getting the first half. So
the thing is, though.
But will the Steam machine be able to handle this, Nib? That's my thing. Is what about when we get further on and this is still older tech?
They're not actually handling it. So if you see some of the latest Unreal Engine 5 games that actually perform well, for example, even Arc Raiders, right? What they're actually doing is circumventing Unreal Engine 5 features altogether, like Lumen and stuff like that. So what they're saying is these features are too demanding for this current crop of hardware. So we're just going to omit them altogether, then you can get some decent performance. And that's fine, but again, as someone who kind of likes these generational advancements, I really kind of, obviously, it sounds pessimistic. I love where gaming is in terms of quality, but I hate where gaming is in terms of technological advancements and value proposition. Because
to Nib's point, real quick, to Nib's point, console gaming's holding back my gaming experience because my PC can run this Lumen stuff. I have the power to do it. But because the console,
but the PC space is so scattered.
I don't agree with that.
How many people have the highest powered rig on PC? Exactly. I would think whatever advancements happening in the console space actually help PC because it brings a whole margin of people to a new era.
No, but
PC is so scattered.
The thing is, I'm saying for me personally, it's holding back my experience because my rig can run Lumen. It could run the full fat.
But what is your rig?
It's 17800 X3D and a 5070 Ti.
Okay.
And
so
most people are not playing on a 5070.
But here's the thing, right? Even the Valve engineer said the majority of PC gamers that use Steam and actually game on Steam have PCs and rigs less performant than a base PS5.
Well, yeah, but but I can say from my personal experience.
No, of course, I get you mean from your perspective, and I agree. Like even for me, like my thing is like, I just want this fucking generation to be over, us to get better hardware, so we can actually advance these things. Because
Nib, we said that last generation, and the thing is that we say this. No, but we say
RAM
this.
Prices,
right. No, that's true. That's
everything
true.
is just.
But the problem is, we do this. That's why this conversation means so much to me. Is we say one thing and then we want another. Right? People complain about the high price. If you want PS6 to be this powerhouse that you want, then you have to, it's going to cost $1,000, right? But if you want this thing to be affordable or more affordable, well, the majority of
agreed. The majority of people want a good price.
TC. That's right, TC. And Sony knows that. That's why they're trying. I think they're doing. That's why the PSSR 2.0 is such a big deal. Maybe 3.0 or 4.0 by the time PS6 comes out. That's why they want to try to get as much of this stuff that they can do in R&D. With the software work, and right. That's what they want to kind of do, so they can lower that overall price of the next console. But Nib, I'm with you. Go ahead.
The Moore's Law in Dead's rumors have discussed how, like, in the documentation itself, PlayStation repeatedly mentions how they want to try and
make it affordable console.
Yeah, make it affordable, because they feel that the kind of adoption from PS4 to PS5 was too slow because of pricing. And obviously we don't know now because of RAM prices and things like that. But even in the documentation, for example, even though the CU count is not that different from the Magnus, I think it's only like, I think it's 52 CUs, Magnus is 60 or 60 something. Even though the CU count is not very different, less than we have between the PS5 and Series X, the actual die size, the fab size, is significantly smaller on the PS6. It's monolithic. They have the type of RAM they're using apparently is like a slightly more affordable RAM. So they are clearly doing things. They're trying to keep the power usage down, the TDP, so they won't have to have as crazy, cooling systems and everything else. So even though it is actually powerful on paper, like quite significantly more powerful than the PS5, actually, we could be in a situation where it's still reasonably priced. Obviously, with everything else going on with tariffs and RAM prices, it probably is going to be more than we anticipate. But even
I'm hoping things stabilize by 27, 28. I'm hoping.
Yeah, and not just that. I've read that PlayStation actually already has preferential consumer grade deals in place with AMD and I forgot who produced their RAM. It's not the other two, Samsung and I forgot the name of the other one. But apparently they have long-term contracts, so the prices are locked in. So it shouldn't affect us too badly. I don't know.
They're like Lenovo. I think Lenovo also said they had they have long-term partnerships for RAM, so they're good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there's only like 3 main manufacturers, but it's like the thing is the PS6. Well, it's gonna come out and it's gonna do what it's doing.
Let me do this
and it's gonna be good for the PC market, because then the baseline of games will increase, right?
Yeah.
Because not everyone on PC has a master rig. But a lot of people now, like the most common GPU is like the 4060, right? So now people are going to start like the 4060. Now you're past or up past.
Not necessarily, Dev Singer. Not if PS6 handheld is PS5 powered, and it has to be. Supported.
If the PS handheld, then the PC the baseline will just overtake the console. But it's at the end of the day that still works out for the PC market, because a lot of people, they're slow to adopt the latest hardware. They prefer their cheaper stuff. So if the 4060 is more performant than the PS5 anyway, and that's now the number one, it swaps between that and the 3060. If more people are getting the 4060, then it's just going to be good for us. So we need this console to come out, so the baseline, because when you look at the PS5, that was my main big concern. When I saw the PS5 and Xbox come out, I looked at the CPU. I was like, this is Zen 2. Like, we are talking ancient. Like, this is fucking ancient Egypt CPU. This is like, because you have to think about it, right?
Didn't Zen 2 come out in 2019?
Yeah, probably before then. Like Zen 3 and 4 were coming out, or 3 was out, 4 was about to come out. And it's
I
like,
think Zen 2 came out in 2019 and RDNA 2 in 2020, right?
I
believe
think
so.
it came out before that, because Zen 3, the Zen 3 CPUs came out. I can't remember. I'd have to quickly look it up.
Well, let me ask you guys a question since we're talking about PS6 real quick, because you mentioned it a few times, and I want to give credit where credit's due. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. He's been on the show a couple times, and he's saying that there's a possibility that Steam, I know people are saying Steam with Xbox, but Steam on PS6.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that. I mean, I from a revenue profit standpoint, I can't seem to get those numbers to work, but is there something you think that's going on with PlayStation 6 and Steam at all?
I would be shocked if Sony did it. It would be a dumb reason to do it.
Mhm.
Why fragment your market? You already have ownership. You're going to give ownership to another market for what purpose? I don't see it happening personally.
Yeah, I don't really see it. Does anybody have any information? Mag, have you? I know you saw this out there circulating. Mag, is there anything that you would think that would? Again, I'm thinking about it just from a monetary. The reason people go, well, wait a minute, why wouldn't it work for Sony if Microsoft is going a completely different direction right now? Completely
Microsoft is
different direction.
multi-platform. They're completely gave up on the console race. They don't want to control their entire market. They just want to sell their games to anybody who's going to take them.
That's right. That's right. I mean, all their games are on PlayStation now. All of them, everything. It's PC day one. So and
they're making money. So,
right. They're happy to take that percentage. Yeah, whoever it is.
It's a different road entirely. Now the thing, listen, I had Hip Hop Gamer in my chat the other night during my show, and I was trying to explain both sides of it, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's just for argument's sake say they did. Why would they? Right. And then this is all hypothetical, and I'm thinking the only reason why is because they wouldn't want their so-called competition to have an option that they didn't, right? So I'm like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I said, well, if they've got access to it, then we have to have access to it so that they don't have one up on us in features.
They would need to make money off the box. Like that box would be the primary.
But then why stop at Steam? Why not also include Epic and GOG and everybody else?
like a full open platform, like Hip Hop Gamer said. Now, the other thing is, like I said, this is not me. This is I'm just presenting the possibilities, right? And then I presented the other possibility of, well, why would somebody do that? Because then I could just buy NBA 2K on the Steam store, and Sony doesn't get their 30% cut.
Right.
Steam gets the 30% cut, and the publisher gets the 70%. Why would Sony do that when Sony has already proven generation after generation that they are doing incredibly well with the 30% cut they take?
They're making the most money right now this generation,
dude.
Right.
They're making exactly. And what's happened? Look at Call of Duty every year. Never mind this year. Even this year,
it's still charted tops on PlayStation.
Of COD. Battlefield, next year GTA 6 and all these third-party games. Never mind your annuals like Madden and Football Club and everything else. They're going to continue to take that 30%. Why would they take money away from themselves? Right? So that's the only thing I could think of. Now, maybe there would be an option where they could say, well, we can give options to Steam-only games, let's say. And it would be like an app where they have a specific curated amount of games that you could say, okay, well, they can only get the Steam-only games on the PlayStation. You will not be able to buy third-party and whatever else. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So I was trying to present both sides.
Would those games not just be ported PlayStation 5 games? Like or PlayStation 6 games at that point? How are they running on the system?
Well, I don't know. By the way, shout out to Death Singer for having the superpower of morphing every conversation into a PC Master Race circle jerk.
It's amazing.
By the way. We were talking about Metroid Prime.
I don't know how. Yeah, Metroid Prime.
We were talking about Metroid Prime. It turned into drivers and shaders and this, and I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Actually, no, that was TC brought that up.
I was going to say,
it is a superpower.
You know, this whole Steam thing, right? Like, I don't personally see it because the vast majority of their revenue and margins are from third-party ecosystem purchases, microtransactions and game sales and DLC and everything else, right? That 30% cut is their bread and butter. Is literally their primary bread and butter.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Exactly.
And then the other thing is too, the majority, and on top of that, we also know that even from third-party games, that Steam tends to have much better sales than PlayStation and Xbox.
Exactly.
So people would gravitate towards those, the Steam summer sales and this sales and whatever sales, and they would gravitate there to get their third-party games. And they'll say, you know what the new phrase would be? It's okay. I'll wait for the Steam sale.
Right.
Exactly. And in addition to
Are
that,
PC games also priced lower still than console games?
sometimes,
Yeah,
not all the
Sometimes,
time.
yeah.
So
And then in
sometimes
addition to
other
that, they would also not have to pay for online, which is
I was about to bring that up.
And more importantly,
tens
what
of
they're
millions
all-
of people paying.
and also more
that's
importantly,
That's
what they
billions of
want-
dollars.
what-
Yeah.
No, but
Billions
also what
of dollars.
Sony wants is they want you to locked into their ecosystem, and they're not going to lock you into any ecosystem if you're going to be in the Steam ecosystem all the
That's
time.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
shout
I don't think
Shout
the
out to,
feature
outweighs what it
so-
can do.
Actually, in answer to TC's thing, Zen 2 was 2019. Zen 3 was
Oh, yeah, it
2020. Zen 3 was 2020 when the consoles launched. Zen 4 was in 2022. So it was already 2 generations ahead when these consoles launched. That's what you have to understand with consoles. It's like it is so far behind. And then when you look at what Zen 2 is doing, you're like, what are we doing here? So
It came out the year prior when you said ancient. I was like, didn't it come out in 2019? And DNA 2 came out the same time it did, I think.
To be honest though, it's like 2019 to 2022. You've already gone up 2 generations, so it is ancient in PC.
Yeah, no, but that's PC, like PC realm in the sense, because I don't know anybody who's up unless you are upgrading every year. Like people are upgrading every year.
But it's like it's ancient as in like you probably could have chose something better, but you need to keep the price down. So
I got a question for everybody on the panel. How many people actually think Death Singer is a human being, and how many people think he's AI?
No. I'm firmly human. Nib is AI, but I'm firmly human.
So I got a couple of great super chats here. Shout out to Babor. He came back. He says, this hater thinks Steam OS is going to make it run better than a PS5 OS. What a Steam fanboy and PlayStation hater singer. Where did the PS4 touch you? Come on, Babor. Let's all get along. Shout out to Babor. Shout out to Death Singer. Great folks.
It's not the internet, Mooch.
It is not the internet. It's not.
Shout out to the boy. He's always there.
He's always there for you.
To be fair, the PS4 taught me nothing because I bought it when it was like 80 quid. And it was like a Batman Arkham special edition. And I just wanted it to play Persona 5. And then once I beat it, I threw the thing in the trash.
Shout out to Magnum. He says, Magnum Gaming, he says, Sony may introduce a PC launcher before the launch of the PS6. PS6 will support Steam, but they will not sell their games through Steam.
There you go. Okay, that would make a lot more sense. I did hear rumblings about a PlayStation working on a storefront, but no confirmation.
Right.
So I didn't say anything. I didn't make a video about it.
No.
But how would that work? Because if you're not going to Steam on the console, but you're not going to sell your games on there, but you could still buy all the third party through Steam. So
yeah, that doesn't hold. That's a good point.
The only thing you're capitalizing on is your first.
They make a lot of money on those third-party games.
Yeah, like you could get FIFA, COD, Battlefield, all that on Steam. So like, that makes no sense.
I get Magnum Gaming's point from the first-party standpoint. That holds water, but
the first party,
the amount of money they would lose, possibly. I just don't see whether. So Glinser says, "How would you like your steak, Mr. Singer, Death Singer? 50-90, please."
Glinser, you're the best, buddy. Nice seeing you in this chat, bud. He's always in my chat.
Glinser's great.
Always dropping funny super chats.
Actually, to be honest, I would want it 50-90. That's premium steak right there. That is extra premium. That is Michelin 5-star restaurant.
Yes,
steak.
it is.
Shout
out to Gifted.
Glinser, look what you started.
Gifted Gamers.
Again.
He says, Mooch, I interviewed Hip Hop Gamer last night on my channel. PS6 plus Steam confirmed. Shout out to Gifted Gamer. No, we've had hip hop on the game before, on the show before. A lot of the things he has said have come to fruition. You know, I mean, nobody's batting 1,000 out there, but he's called a lot of things. So I don't know.
He has, but things he said wrong as well. So I'm not like holding it against him. Obviously, like you said, no one bats 100, but. Again, but the thing is, we can say all these things about the business ramifications. Companies make decisions that are, not necessarily conducive to their bottom line all the time.
That is very true, because look at PlayStation's push to PC. No one saw that one coming when they had first announced the first game going to PC. Everyone was like, there is no reason. PlayStation has
well, wait a minute, though.
to do this.
Well, wait a minute though. You're right. You're right to say that nobody forecasted it. That I agree. But to say that nobody sees the reason was more revenue.
Well, yeah, but
this seemingly would take the way that the structure is set up now, unless they have something completely new that we've never heard of. If it's a first-party situation like Magnum Gaming said, that I get, but then they lose the third-party money, or they put everything on Steam, it's there, and they lose both. I would need to see where is that fine-tuning coming in with something new that we all aren't seeing. That PlayStation would want to have that Steam OS on there, or a Steam store, pardon me.
No. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like if they procure some sort of deal with Steam, like we get a percentage of.
Well, that's what I thought you were going to say earlier. And when I thought you were going to say, so when let's put it this way, the numbers would flip, right? So if you bought a game off Steam, PlayStation, because it's on the PlayStation console, I don't know how they would work this out. They would still get PlayStation would get the 70%. You know what I mean? I don't know, and it would switch versus doing or they would get more than 70. They'd get 80, 90. I don't know. It would have to be more. But why would Steam? I don't know. I don't see who would sign off on this.
That's on first party, but on third party, obviously, maybe they could do a preferential cut. So like. Normally, Steam would take 30, but maybe they work something out.
Right, they work something out where they can give all.
No.
Yeah,
I could tell you right now, Gabe, he ain't gonna fuck with that.
Right, I don't think so either, Death Singer. So
I don't think so either. I'm just putting it out there.
Why would the predominant PC gaming store want to share its shit with PlayStation?
No. So that there is the thing is though. I know people say that, but if you look right now at the estimated revenue of Steam.
Mm-hmm.
In 2024,
it's
like 10 point something billion.
Yeah, but they also have. But to put it into perspective, they only have like 500 employees.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is PlayStation's revenue is 33 billion. So it's for Gabe, it might be like okay, and he's not going to stick around forever as well. Keep in mind, he's going to need a payday eventually when he goes off into the sunset.
Oh, of course. It
could be like okay. The revenue pie on console for a lot of games is still higher, and we saw that even with like Fortnite, right? PC revenue of Fortnite was paltry. It was actually like lumped in with, I believe it was Android. And then the consoles were divided by per console, and PlayStation's was the lion's share of that, like 40-something%, and Xbox had a reasonably high margin as well. And I think Android and PC combined was like less than 10%.
Well, yeah, that's because it's also Epic's store, so obviously it's exclusive to that. So you also have to factor that.
Fine, but then we've seen similar splits with other games as well. Even Call of Duty, the lion's share of revenue is by far from console.
Yeah, of course. So, they spent tons of money on the microtransactions.
Yeah, anyway, listen, Death Singer, you don't have to defend every single thing like you're defending.
I'm not defending
PC. I'm not criticizing PC. I'm just saying it's like everything you that's because of this. Leave my poor PC alone. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if Gabe wants a piece of that pie, maybe like I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying in a situation where, okay, PlayStation is going to sell 120 million, maybe if 30, 40 million of them might purchase one or two or a few things on Steam, maybe we could do something where we get a piece of that pie, but you get a piece of that pie too, and we introduce an extra 20, 30 million.
The thing is, I just don't see them doing it, because what would be, you have like 500 employees, they're incredibly well paid, you're making banger per person on what you're making, and your numbers are going nothing but up, and you already have this deal with Xbox, and you know for a fact Xbox is going to keep their games on Steam, so Steam is like, oh, we're making money off Xbox games, this is a payday for Steam, but PlayStation is not going to do a similar deal to what Xbox has done, where Xbox has completely bent the knee and gone, please save me, Gabe. PlayStation's like, fuck no, we're the dominant in the console space, we're the kings. So
but the problem with PlayStation is that it is the dominant in the space, and it is more mass market, so they have to subsidize their console. They're not in the option as Steam or Xbox where they can sell an unsubsidized box. So if they want to reach 100 million, which is on average what they're hitting per generation, then they have to price it competitively. And if they're going to subsidize it, they're going to have to get money off of the games. So how are you going to subsidize a console when you're going to have the Steam store on it?
Keep in mind, next generation, PlayStation could be in which sounds crazy to think because Xbox is falling so far behind this generation. But it's possible that next generation, PlayStation could actually be far more dominant. Because if Xbox does come out with this like hybrid thing that's very expensive and premium, like Sarah Bond herself has implied, then they're going to have an even lower market share. And PlayStation is basically just going to gobble up all the high performance console market share, right? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be very interesting.
But because you don't have any competition doesn't mean you can come out with a box that's $1,000.
No. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Like at the end, then you'll just lose them to other platforms or to Nintendo or to PC or whatever.
The OA 1988, he says Sony cannot be presenting result spreadsheets showing their marketplace revenue is the greatest source of income, only to tell its shareholders they will split it with others by putting Steam on PS6.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree, but we've seen crazier things.
We have seen crazier things.
I agree.
Things, but I think PlayStation are happy where they're at. Like PlayStation, they know they're king and they know it, and they're like, we could do whatever the fuck we want at this point within reason. So I just don't think they would make that deal because they have no incentive to, because they are the dominant market player.
And not just that, everything in their PR, in their business conferences, everything in their marketing is so console centric. Even like, I know people are going to say, oh, they're releasing a monitor and this and that. But if you look at their actual business conferences where they speak to the shareholders, they keep reiterating like, we just see PC as additive and our primary platform, our primary push is still console. And console needs differentiation. They literally only said that 6 months ago. So to go from that to 180, let's just make it a Steam box. I don't know. It just seems a bit of a jump. But, again, Hip Hop Gamer has had a lot of good calls in the past that the rest of the industry at the time didn't make. So you just never know.
You really don't know what's gonna come from this.
It's gonna be funny to find out.
I will say this, so real quick, because I love how I don't know how, I do want to go back to ask Nib and Wise what their thoughts are on Metroid Prime 4, but I do want to ask you, since we're talking about the whole thing, so Sony partnered with SIE, partnered with Bad Robot Games to publish, and I'm excited for this. I saw mixed reviews online today, I understand, and I get both sides. I'm not going to sit here and just say one side's right or one side's wrong. To publish the studio's first 4-player co-op, and I'm hearing TC, I got to go to TC here. TC, you put a great tweet out there today, or post, if you will, on X, and I saw it got a lot of traffic, and I was like, "Yo, TC, I got to hear what you got to say." For one, I loved Left 4 Dead. I always use that as an example. I loved it back then. It's not one of those games that I'll strike up now and play. I think what was the other one there? Back for Blood?
Back for Blood? Yeah, I tried Back for Blood. It's okay.
It didn't what do you call it there? Scratch the itch at all, okay? So a lot of people think that this is going to be the next, coming of that. It's by the director, creative lead, Mike Booth. And I got to be honest with you, I think they saw that Back 4 Blood didn't do that well. I don't think they're going to go, hey, that didn't do well. Sony's going to publish a game. Let's do something like Back 4 Blood again. I think they know they have to take that next step.
The Back 4 Blood, I think one thing that could have made it better is if they took that trash card system and threw it into the wind. I don't know why. I don't know who decided. Clearly, they put the card system to make it a games as a service and try to sell cards and make cards like the hype of the game. But like if they just focused on mainly like Left 4 Dead, you get in with a group of people, you go in, you start killing zombies, there's a story being told, you guys are going through cool like theme park like locations. Like that's why people love Left 4 Dead. And that's one of the reasons I also kind of want the Steam box, because like I don't know where you can play it on console currently. I think
you can play it on you can play it on Xbox.
Is it on the store? I don't know if it's on the store.
I don't know if it's on the store. I know that they and I believe it's still supported. I shouldn't say it, but I know for a fact that it was back compat with physical disc. Yes.
Yeah, I would have to like find a copy for it. But like for this, I'm hopeful because I I didn't know who the creator of Left 4 Dead was. I was a fan of 1 and 2, but apparently Mike Booth is the creator of Left 4 Dead. So I have more hope here because I think I remember seeing a video in regards to Back 4 Blood, and people were pointing out that a lot of the team that was in Back 4 Blood was not Turtle Rock in terms of Turtle Rock that was working on Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, because that was mainly Valve. That was mainly Valve Magic that was in there that was making those games, and it wasn't actually the people that you had at Turtle Rock. That's what I understand. I forgot where I saw this on a video. I thought it was interesting, but that's probably part of the reason why. I'm hoping the creator of Left 4 Dead has some magic pull, because if this essentially becomes Left 4 Dead 3, my goodness, I will be supremely happy. That
would be interesting. So who owns the IP for Left 4 Dead?
It's Valve still, no?
That's Valve. Steam, right?
Yeah,
Valve.
Game.
Yeah, so
their IP.
So are you saying hypothetically like the
like
successor?
Spiritual successor. Like it's a Left 4 Dead 3.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yes, I think that would be unbelievable. That's what everybody wanted Back 4 Blood to be. And
I was so hoping Back 4 Blood was that, because the initial previews of it looked like it could be that.
Yes.
And then they started talking about this card system in some of their videos, and I'm like, I'll see.
What about was it World War Z that came out? What was that? That was another 4-player co-op.
I put a good amount of time in World War Z. I'll be honest. I
thought that was pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, World War Z was literally a bunch of levels, different characters. They interact with each other, crazy zombies and stuff like that. I played through it. I enjoyed World War Z. Would I say it's up to Left 4 Dead? Not
no,
person.
No,
but it was fun.
Very good call.
Mooch,
yes.
To your point about this game, Portrock had a fantastic tweet, and I'm going to read his tweet now.
Yes, please.
Sony PlayStation will always have an uphill battle when it comes to announcing a new live service game. They don't have the game reputation, the same reputation as with their single player games. So every new live service game will be met with the same distrust until it's proven to be a success.
Yes.
And that is, so with this game, that's why you see a lot of people poo-poo on it, is because yes, you did Helldivers 2, but then you also did Concord. So now people are looking at you like,
Sony's never going to escape Concord. It's so...
I don't get. I really don't understand how. Yeah, I don't get how Concord is going to be the forever ball on the sword.
It's because it's their second offering, and bear in mind, Herman Hulse said this is going to be a tentpole game of PlayStation.
Yeah, but remember what Phil said about Crackdown 3? I mean,
but then that's the problem.
You know what I mean? Like.
But also, it's like, of course, people are going to side-eye this game because PlayStation are renowned for their single player, but this generation, they're not renowned for their multiplayer. They're not the first name you bring up when it comes to multiplayer, right? So, of course, people are going to go, oh, wow, Helldivers 2 was fantastic. Smash hit. But then their second offering was Concord.
Right.
So now you have, what will this be? Will this be a massive success or not?
So just to say on that, because I looking at like my comments from earlier and the quote tweets for that tweet I posted on this new game, a lot of the people weren't mentioning that it was PlayStation and they don't trust PlayStation. A lot of people were saying they advertised Turtle Rock's Back 4 Blood as, oh, this is the studio behind that made Left 4 Dead. And they're like, we heard this story before. I saw that comment so many times. I haven't really seen somebody say anything about PlayStation, because this is PlayStation partnering with them. They don't own the studio, so we'll see how that works out. Because this was already announced before PlayStation partnered with them.
Oh, okay.
Like if you look back a few months ago, this was already known that they're working on this. This
is
game.
it true? TC, is it true? I didn't see, but I saw someone post it. And I can't remember if it was yours or someone else's. That's why I'm asking. Is it true it's a console exclusive?
It's PS5 PC.
PS5 PC. That's I was gonna say it has to be on PC if you're gonna have a 4-player co-op.
Yeah, I heard you say console exclusive. Yeah, I believe that's on the official press, unless I'm.
Yeah, it is.
I misread it. Yeah, it's on the official press. It's PS5 PC, because that it's a multiplayer game. I honestly hope, and maybe I'll get flamed for this again, like I did with Tsushima. I hope Legends 2 goes to PC day one, personally. So it makes sense for these multiplayer games to go to PC right away, just for the community.
Multiplayer needs that space. It needs as many players as possible to survive. I mean, look at Arc Raiders. Look at things that do make it big. You have to have every single entity to pull together to make it to make it last. So I agree with you there. I do agree with you there.
Yeah, it's a part of the magic, because when you see a lot of these people that stream and it's just those clips that start to spread out, that interest that starts to spring.
Yep.
And then those things start to collide into a potential point of people kind of just jumping in. Helldivers 2 was part of that mix.
You know, the thing about Hell, and I said this, so the Arc Raiders team at Embark, they did it right. So if you buy the game on PC, then you buy it, you wait 6 months. Oh, it's on sale on PS5. You buy it on PS5. It's got cross-save, cross-progression. Very, very good. The biggest thing I thought was a downfall, and I don't know, I don't mind double dipping. I say it all the time. I think double dipping works. I don't know why Helldivers 2 is still, there's no cross progression. I still think that's a big miss.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, yeah. So if you bought it on PC and now you want to play it on console just to level up, play with friends on the couch, this and that, nope, you got to start back at level 1. That's a huge deterrent. Huge deterrent to spend money on another game on the same title, anyways.
Well, I mean, it is their first outing, so it's okay, maybe it's learning difficulties. They have to learn how to do this, because a lot of these, outside of Nexus, a lot of these people don't really.
I was literally gonna say, drop some of that Nixie sauce in there. Nixie seems to come in and help people, and then they get it up and running.
Well, but that's why they were purchased, right? That is Nix's specialty, is porting, right? So obviously, you want a team like that to get on top of this game in particular and make sure everything, because Nix is able to. Did you see the file size thing?
Yes,
Nexus
I did.
Magic.
Oh yeah, it
brought it from 120 gig to 23 or something. Yeah,
it was insane. And Nexus Magic is this is the people who know and people who don't know, and that's the difference.
Let me ask Mag, is this what we're gonna see, you think, from SIE moving forward to these types of partner deals? I think if they're not going to get into that multiplayer space, but they want to have dedicated multiplayer games and have PlayStation known for that, I think this is what Xbox used to do back in the day, right? They would be like, we'll do these deals. They didn't always do it for just multiplayer Xbox, but Sony knows they have the single player camp down. But they need that multiplayer help, and this is a smart move. You think we'll see us going forward?
Yeah, look at the success with the multiplayer that they have from third party, right? Because again, this harkens back to what we were talking about, them taking 30% cut of other multiplayer games, Arc Raiders, Call of Duty, that kind of thing, Battlefield 6, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you look at a situation like this, it almost kind of washes their hands clean of having to make them in-house themselves. So it takes away a little bit of the liability if the game doesn't take off. You know what I mean?
It does.
They can have the partnership, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's still going to sit on the shoulders of that developer team. Even if they partner with them, it's not going to be the same as making a game, a multiplayer game in-house, and it fails.
Mm-hmm.
Then they don't have to, you know what I mean? They don't have to shoulder not only all the financial responsibility, but on top of that, there's also the public perception as well, that they can kind of wash their hands clean of it and say, well, it didn't work out, but it wasn't our game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say, we made a partnership, we tried something, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still perception.
And what's interesting,
people still talk about Concord movies.
Well, I was just going to say, since we bring up Concord, TC loves this too. Since we bring up Concord all the time, right? They should have. That's probably what they should have done. That was Firewalk. Was that Firewalk with Concord? I want to say yes, but it is, right?
I want to say
that's what they should have. Haven Studios, isn't it? Wait, I'm blanking.
Oh,
no, Haven is fair.
No, I think you're right.
I think it's Firewalk.
No, Firewalk. So games is that the game?
Yeah, the game that hasn't come out yet.
Ubisoft
and may not. We'll see. But I think
it's Firewalk.
They should have just did the deal like they did here with Bad Robot Games with Firewalk and just said, hey, put out Concord. It's good. It's not okay. Well, then whatever. Your problem.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. So you're sort of. Again, once again, you're sort of Pontius piloting your hands in this situation.
Yeah.
You could say, well, it's not really ours, but we did do a partnership and it didn't really work out. So again, it's still not only about the financial responsibility, it's also, which of course Sony would shoulder some of it, but at the end of the day, it's still that public perception that you don't want to have that stink on you. Right. So, and like I said, we just talked about Concord, that stink has not left them, and they're well aware of that.
So
right?
I think
about Japanese companies, they love their image has to be.
I think internally, of course, business wise, Meg, that has not left them. I think the media, which listen, the media always likes to tear down who's on top, right? That's just what they do. They build you up and then they tear you down. So the media has not let Sony go for Concord either yet, right? I don't know if they ever, and they may not. But when it comes to like people,
right?
yeah, but I think when it comes to the people that are walking in the store buying a PS5, they're like, no, I can't buy a PS5. Didn't they make Concord? That doesn't happen either. You know what I mean?
No, that doesn't happen either. But it's still in the zeitgeist of conversation whenever something comes up.
Imagine someone walks in your house, Mag. They see your PS5 and they're like, "Wasn't Concord on that for 2 weeks?"
I haven't seen it.
I don't think consumers even know about it.
No, they have no idea.
I don't think
if I mention Concord, they have no clue what.
No idea.
Yeah, I bet if you asked 100 people on this, like gamers, in the public, probably one would know what Concord is.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's again reserved for the 15%. Like you can walk around the streets and nobody knows who Mag is. You know what I mean? Maybe
you'd be surprised, Mag.
Although that did happen in the Dominican, by the way. But either way, someone did recognize me in the Dominican. That was insane, and took a picture.
Well, that was because of the drug deal that you had that went bad.
Well, why is you're not supposed to talk about
that? Wasn't supposed to be aired. Yeah,
but you know what I mean. It's still the 50%. You're not wrong. The average consumer has no idea what's going on. Like even like controversies with Call of Duty and this and that, or it's not great or that. They don't even know. And I have a lot of friends who just buy Call of Duty again on that autopilot purchase. They don't even know what the hell's going on. They're just like, oh, new Call of Duty.
Same here. Literally at work today, two people being like, I think, this new Call of Duty's not bad. They're not paying attention to anything that we're saying. They don't say anything about that end game scene that's been, sent all over X. Like how bad the single player's gotten. They're like, it's not so bad. Another iteration of Call of Duty. They're
let's
not
be honest. Helldivers 2, they were so entrenched with Starship Troopers. That's what really sold it. Hey, you get to play as Starship Troopers. I'm like, okay, sure. Why not?
I felt bad because Starship Troopers came out with the game shortly thereafter or before it, and I was like, boy, they really beat them to the punch there.
It seems like a stretch.
Well, to be honest, Starship Troopers has another game coming out in 2026.
Yes, they do.
And it actually looks pretty cool.
It does look good, but it does look very Helldivers-ish.
No, I don't think it looks Helldiverish. It's very much. I'm willing to bet it's probably based.
Give it to Nix's. They'll solve the problem.
They'll solve the problem. That's right.
Oh yeah, just give it to Nix's.
Hey, speaking of things we all don't know, what the hell is that thing that Jeff Keighley that he took a picture of that everybody's talking
y'all
about?
Don't know? I know what that is. That's the new Candy Crush.
Wise, dude, you're crazy. I love it.
I mean, to be fair, that is a good shout, new Candy Crush, because people were speculating Saros, but it's that Saros is already announced, right? So it can't be that. It's an unannounced game,
right?
And it can't be God of War. People were thinking it was a Diablo DLC, but it doesn't make sense. All that just for a DLC.
That was debunked as well.
Yeah, it was debunked. I have a thought.
Why did you say it can't be God of War out of curiosity?
It just doesn't.
Well,
fit.
I'll explain.
What's his name? Corey Barlog came into the thing and he said it's not.
So here's my thought.
But he has Loki though.
Here's my thought.
People on Twitter said
that's God of War related.
They said no. They were quoting him and saying he said that it's not another God of War. So there's a possibility it's their next game that is not.
But here's the thing.
He also said GOW in lower caps. But he trolls a lot.
Saying he's talking about Gears of War. He's not talking about.
So he does. He loves the troll. Here's my thought on it. He was in a stream, and I would like to give credit. I don't remember whose stream it was, and where he said it's not God of War, right? And we all know God of War is Cory Barlog, 2018, right? Critically acclaimed, awesome. If he's in there listening to this and then comments on that, we all know that Corey is working on his other game that nobody knows what the hell it is.
But that's a sci-fi game.
Well, that
was
no, it's not. So for the other game that they have, it's not a sci-fi game. It's not a licensed game. It's an existing IP, but it feels like a new IP.
What if that's so? My question to you and the panel is: what if that is that is Corey's. That's what he's working on, and that's what will be announced.
Yeah,
Corey's game.
I'm one. The only two options that I see, it's the potential Atreus game that we've been theorizing that could be the case, or it's the next full-on iteration of God of War. It's the next reboot. He's the guy that made the reboot in 2018. He's going to make another reboot with this one that comes out in 2027. That's just a theory.
But Corey's making another game, though.
Yeah, he is. He's been working on it since 2019.
Yeah. So that's
I'm not saying it is God of War related, but the reason I think there is a chance he could be trolling, and I get it. These are like generic designs, right? It could be anything, but if you look at the entire statue, and I put a tweet out on this, I actually compared the images on the bloody statue, not just his image, the actual full 360 of the statue.
Yeah.
There's a serpent in there that looks like, obviously a snake is a snake at the end of the day, but in God of War, before he turns into the big thing, it's just a regular ass snake. There's a bear in there. There's a Fenrir looking wolf in there. There's another wolf that is muscular, just like
alligator.
There's an alligator, just like the ones in Thing. There's certain other types of enemies that have the horn structure of enemies in God of War. There's
so
another.
So you're thinking you're leaning more towards Super Mario Brothers?
There's even a dark elf who has a horn exactly like the dark elf lord. So again, these could just be generic, but that's like, I think in my image there's like 10 comparisons. 10 comparisons in a single statue is quite a lot.
If people want to know Corey's level of trolling, I don't know if he still has it up, but this dude, like back before God of War Ragnarok was announced, had a tweet thread way before it was announced that said Ragnarok is coming. Tweeted every first letter of the sentence across a thread that did not relate to God of War, was talking about something else. It spelled out Ragnarok is coming. This is the level of troll we're dealing with. Look it up and you'll see. Like, this is the level when people who dedicate their YouTube channels talk about Cory Barlog, they know this man messes with them a lot. For years, what did he do on his Twitter account? He kept putting sci-fi images up there. He kept putting sci-fi stuff in his bio. Like he was just like messing with us. Like everybody was like, that's what he does. And the thing is, when he goes silent, he's working on the game. Like that's what he's doing.
Even Luke Stevens said, he could be trolling. He has a habit of trolling. And then everyone in the comments was like, are you trolling? And do you mean it's not Gears of War? And he never responded, but he was in the chat. He could have just clarified, and he didn't, right? So it's like... The
thing is, it's like at night when it lights up, it looks more demonic, right? And I'm trying to think of demonic IPs. It looks more demon, right? And I was like, well, what kind of demonic, demon-esque? Because that is the vibe it gets. Because you look at it, like... the snake and the wolf and all that's not God of War exclusive. Like, that's just Norse mythology.
Yeah.
So it could be a demonic game based in Norse mythology. Tons of Norse games. But when it's at night, that's why people thought it might be Diablo. Because when you think of demonic, you're like Doom.
I'm thinking Doom, yeah.
Let me ask you all a question.
Jason tried to confirm this is not Diablo. He said it's directly it's not Diablo.
But could it be a new IP, demonic IP, like set in demon something?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
The thing is, if Jeff Keighley's putting this much effort, it has to be something huge. That's the
thing.
Let
me ask you a question, though.
Yes.
Do you think
Schreier said it's a good one. It's something.
But do y'all think that Sony would announce their game made off of Sony Santa Monica on such a venue like the VGAs, or would they wait and say
they would?
No, they would.
They announced Uncharted 4 at the Game Awards. They announced Intergalactic in 2024 last year. That's Naughty Dog's big Forerunner title. They have a trend of doing it.
I think they would definitely do it. I think
and let's be honest, like PlayStation actually has a long history of making these types of sculptures. Like, they've done it for like every major tentpole game recently. They did it for Astro Bot. They did it for God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
They did it for Horizon.
For the promotions outside.
Yeah, for their promotions. They do these kind of weird... And I don't really know of any other publisher that routinely does that. Is there one? Am I being silly? Like, I don't know.
No, I don't know who else.
Sony, when they advertise big.
Again, Xbox used to back in the... You got to go back a ways, but they used to do things like that. They don't do that anymore. I don't know. Mag, you got to have an idea. Anytime there's something out there like this, you're like, I heard from someone who knows somebody who went to high school with this person. What do we got, Mag?
There's a possibility that it's, there's a possibility it's a Japanese IP.
Okay.
Anyways, a Japanese IP, but the interesting thing is if you think about that for a second, I'm like,
he had a little that means he knows something. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I don't know exactly what it is, but I just heard a rumbling that it was Japanese IP. But again, I'm not making any videos about it and talking about it because nothing's confirmed.
Do you think it's the next offering from that is not Duskblood?
But I have a theory, Wise. Mm-hmm. Now think about this for a second. It's just a theory, okay? This is just a theory. I'm just a shot in the dark. So if I'm absolutely wrong, then I'm absolutely wrong. But how about this? Just as a theory. Someone pointed out to me, they're like, look at the bear and it's got human hands or whatever the hell it is. And like, check that out. There was a couple of other images there in that thing. And now remember about 3 years ago, Sega had talked about reviving old IP and bringing them back.
Okay.
Right? And then not
Altered Beast,
actual remakes. Beast. So the other one that someone brought up in the conversation said, hey, what about Altered Beast? Take a look at this. And I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty cool idea. So, I mean, that's a possibility. But I would look, if I were anybody, I would look for a Japanese IP. That's all I know.
See, I was thinking FromSoft. Because when I look at it, I'm like that. Like if you put that in any FromSoft game, it fits instantly. Like,
but they're working on Duskbloods, right now.
Yeah, but that's like a more smaller multiplayer type of game that's on the Switch. Like it's not like one of their
that cannot stay a Switch exclusive for more than 6 months. And the only reason I say that is just the multiplayer aspect.
Ding dong, come on, man! You almost made me spill my drink.
Sorry.
Guys, it's Super Lucky's Tale too. I've already posted that. And I put it, you know what I did? I put Super Lucky inside the statue and I sent that off to Jeff Keighley and he never responded.
He never responded.
So,
Are you sure it's not the next Animal Crossing?
That would be
Tom Nook is taking a dark turn.
For Animal Crossing. Ooh, that would be
Tom Nook is taking a definitely dark turn.
Did you guys see the Intergalactic leak on 4chan?
No.
Did not.
No.
So I know 4chan, there's a lot of fake shit on there, right?
Is it the
But there has been some accurate stuff.
For word. Go ahead.
The thing is, it got deleted. So like that kind of is a bit weird because I was like, usually when something on 4chan gets deleted, it usually means there's something there actually, as opposed to when it just gets left up and it looks shit.
Right.
Because ninjas only, like Sony ninjas, Microsoft ninjas, they usually only take note when it's something, you know.
So what did you say? Did
it
you
was
see
only
it?
up for like a short bit of time.
When was this? Today?
Is it the one about the story? No, this is the old one, I'm assuming. The one that was
this was on November the 24th. It was up for like an hour, maybe, tops. I can
this
read
year.
it to you.
Oh, no.
What was
I
it?
saw an older one.
No, this is fairly new. You want me to tell you the details?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently, again,
don't give away the ending.
Huge grain of salt. No, it's not like anything like that.
Okay.
It's just, okay, take this with a huge ass grain of salt. Apparently, it's Last of Us 2 meets Dark Souls. Not open world, but a nested sandbox, big areas, layers of traversal, planet-side traversal, mix of glider, parkour, and you have faith anchors that you can link to unlock fast travel. Combat is super strong, satisfying feedback. You have several combos. You can string juggling enemies, stringing jump and dashes into attacks. You can break limbs to handicapped enemies and use special tools to inflict unique statuses. They describe it as closest to like God of War. And then they put you can integrate your pistol into combos as well, a bit like DMC, and use it to target weak points before you engage in combos for more damage. It has enemies have metal destruction, explosions, and particles. The bounty hunter talks with the dialogue wheel. Apparently, you have very sparse options of dialogue. It's kind of like a dialogue wheel of some kind. There's a lot of optional encounters, and you can approach certain engagements in multitude different ways. Stealth, avoid. You can even negotiate sometimes or hack. The planet is a tomb of failed civilizations, kind of like Elden Ring lore, but in space. Something cut the planet off from the rest of the galaxy 600 years ago. Some sort of cult, and there was a planet-wide lockdown, which she has been trapped inside of.
So what this sounds like to me, Nib, was the beginning part that we were actually explaining some of what the mechanics were and the platforming and this and that. It sounds like someone may have seen something, and now this part here is speculation on what they've seen in still pictures, right, or what's happening, and they're taking that because it sounds like now as you go further and further down, this is like it turns into a bit of a reach.
Okay.
Do you agree? Do you agree? It's a little bit of storytelling at the end.
Here, lighting engine is insane because one of the key features of the engine and of the game is color shift based on the planetary phase that you're in at the time. So depending on the time of day, planets shift completely in properties, and apparently the music is religious choir meets metal rock.
I love it. Sign me up.
Yeah, and in terms of builds, you have something called relics. They're the equivalent of a build, and you can hold two at the same time and swap and upgrade between them.
That sounds freaking amazing. That's a lot for a game.
Fun.
I mean, it sounds fun, but we have to see. We have to wait and see.
We have to see, but
well, you got to see it.
It sounded pretty.
Everybody's enjoying it. Death Singer comes out of nowhere. Oh, we don't know.
Well, you never know.
Let's see how the Xbox on the or Obsidian on the label.
No, I do have my concern. I'm interested, but it's the
Don't
same
worry,
way
whatever they don't get right, we'll have Nixus fix it. There you go.
No. It's like a lot of these Chinese games coming out now. It's like shout out to Shinobi. He posts a lot of details and whatnot, and they lists all the things they're aiming for.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm interested, but I'm still gonna side eye it because this is a lot of things you're saying. Will you be able to live up or meet these expectations that you're putting out there? So of course,
when has
Naughty Dog?
I will say, when has Naughty Dog not in their entire life?
Well,
you can comment on Naughty Dog's. Yeah, you can comment on Naughty Dog's like story or whatever if you don't like one story or something like that. But when it comes to gameplay, Naughty Dog's like you can say your opinion about Last of Us Part 2's story, but their gameplay there is top tier.
To be honest, with Naughty Dog, the last time I played a Naughty Dog game was Crash Bandicoot, right? So I mean,
what the?
Yeah, like when Naughty Dog were making Crash Bandicoot, right?
Yeah,
that was the only time I've touched Naughty Dog.
How is that even? Don't even talk to me again, Dessing.
You didn't play Jack and Daxter? Oh my god!
Jack and Daxter's legendary.
But bear in mind, at that period of time, like the PS2 and the original Xbox came out. And
I'm sorry. Back then they were not bringing games to PC.
Well, no,
you
but
get
then,
a chance to play it. So.
But then the thing is, after when the 360 and PS3 came out, I completely skipped the PS3 and I just focused purely on the 360, right? So I wasn't introduced to a lot of the games that originated on.
But Jack was on PS2. You never played Jack?
Yeah, but I didn't. But PS2 was Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto, like a couple of Tom Clancy games. It was Tenchu, and it was like Croc Legend of the Gobos, Crash Bandicoot. It was all these kinds of games. Like back then, I didn't know. I wasn't like, oh, this is an exclusive.
Pause. You
game.
said you played. Whoa. You played Croc, but you didn't play Jack and Daxter on the PlayStation.
I wanted to make a comment.
The thing is, though, it's because when I was looking at it, like at the time, Croc was bought for me.
I don't normally shame somebody on their choice of game, but come on, that's crazy.
But you also have to bear in mind when the PS1 came out, I was like, what, 11? Like, come on now. Like, I'm not out here buying these games for myself. I'm not as old as some of you are, you know?
Oh.
Who you know?
Well, now you're just throwing
That
shade.
singer with hit after hit after hit.
You were broke back then. It's not my...
I was 11 back then. How could I be broke when I ain't even finished school? Like, what?
So you got... Glassdoor Gamer says, shout out to Death Singer, who's going to be capping for PC when only Intel is making hardware in the future because everyone else is ditching them. So
that's actually funny because we were talking about that. What happens if people just completely fold and jump straight into just purely AI? and it would be like fucking hell. But
Yeah.
Hashtag Nixes will fix it.
hashtag Nixes will fix it. But I think that statue might be Devil May Cry related. I saw someone say that.
Yes,
Oh, I would love a new Devil May Cry. Oh yes.
It could be because it fits with Devil May Cry. Like,
I don't
But
know.
would it need this much advertisement?
I don't know.
This is huge.
Well,
I like Devil May Cry.
Where
but
the hell does the
different.
bear come from in Devil May Cry?
I don't see that one. I don't see Devil
Where's
May
the
Cry.
bear?
Conversation. It's intrigue, right? This is fun. Like the fact that we're talking about this.
I do
even
like
if
it.
Every single
I do
one of
like
this
it.
panel is wrong,
Right.
Or even the people in the chat have their ideas and they're wrong. It's still fun to talk
Well,
about. You know what I mean?
Jeff
It's like when
Keighley.
you sit around with your buddies and it's 3 a.m. and you're all drunk. And you're like, do you think there's actually lizard people in the government? And you know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden
If you
get
want to talk to a bunch of drunk
conversation.
people, you don't have to wait till 3:30 in the morning. You could tune in tomorrow at 6:30. So there you go.
Oh, great plug, Wise. Great
That's
plug.
true. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fun to talk about. But the thing is, Jeff Keighley has succeeded.
Yes, he has.
Because
That's what I was just going to
he has
say.
drum up not only interest but intrigue
Yep.
to the point now where people will tune in just to find out what that bloody stone is all
He's
about.
even got Jason
Right?
Schreier tuning or chiming in, being like, "Nope, it's not that. I'm not going to tell you, but you'll like it." Now,
Yeah.
the way that Jason
cool.
actually said it, I was kind of like, I don't know, he almost downplayed it a bit, like it wasn't going to be a big deal. He's like, I think you guys will like it. Did he say something like that?
No, he said it's going to be a good one.
Oh, he said it'll be a
He
good.
said
he said
Oh, he
it's
said
gonna
it'll
be
be
a
a
good
good one. Okay, that's fair. Maybe that's better then.
He also
Whatever
said
that
it's
means.
Yeah, whatever
good
that
one,
means.
But also, Schreier's gaming tastes are a bit in question as well. So what's a good one?
Yeah,
to hit?
that's yeah.
That is deeply ironic, Destiny.
Yeah. Well,
I was about to
Well, you know,
say
when
it's
they first- when
ironic. You know, you can buy Uncharted Legacy of Thieves on PC right
You
now.
know, when they
Deeply ironic.
first showed
Just buy
Concord,
the whole
he said it was a
Jack
good
and
one.
Daxter series, Uncharted, and then Last of Us. They're all collections at this point. Just start
Like,
playing.
dude said he hasn't played a Naughty Dog game since Crash. Think about that.
That's what I'm saying.
And he played
Yeah.
Croc.
Think about
Don't forget, he said
Croc.
also he played Croc on top.
Yeah.
What
but
I
then-
said.
Like, just
yeah, but-
like imagine the whole world is saying like this game is potentially game of the generation. This
yeah,
storytelling.
the thing is,
and
it's
dude's like,
no,
So-
the thing is, I completely missed the boat on stuff like The Last of Us because it came out on PS3. I wasn't on PS3. Then when
The
PS4
boat
It's
came
on
out,
PS3,
What the hell,
PS4.
man?
there's a remake, dude. PS Last of Us Part 1.
It'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
And don't
PC.
forget, they remade that game twice.
yeah, but the thing is, it's like that kind of game doesn't interest me, so I'm not gonna play it. Like if it's an RPG, if Last of Us was an RPG, I'd probably play it. But it's not an RPG.
You
only
play
play
Assassin's
RPG?
Creed. You play games that aren't
Well, yeah, that's
necessarily.
because Assassin's Creed. I've been with Assassin's Creed since the original. Like Black Flag's still my favorite.
All I hear
Assassin's
is
Creed.
post moving. That's all I hear.
No, it's not goalpost moving. Well, all I'm hearing is people are like, "How could you have not played this game? I could list you 20 games, and if you ain't
Do
played
you
them,
still
I-
like platformers? Do you like platformers?
No, gone off them.
Oh what?
Nope.
Oh what? Okay. So you only play RPGs, nothing else?
No, I play RPGs, MOBA. Actually, I play RTSs. Like, if I said who plays an RTS here, who plays a 4X strategy
Have you
game?
played Octopath Zero yet?
Oh no, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it.
didn't that come out today?
Yep.
It has come out today, but I'm waiting for it to go up on CD keys. Shameless
That and
plug.
Metroid, both of them I'm downloading right now.
Shout out.
But
Where are you?
but the thing
Wise?
is-
Where are you playing them? Wise?
The Octopath Zero on my PlayStation, and of course Metroid on my Nintendo, of course. So
okay,
it's-
yeah, that makes
yes.
sense.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
And
didn't hear you
then
say Metroid. My fault.
I got to play. And
So
you
wait,
know why
wait.
I'm playing it on my
So-
PlayStation? Because I'll have to tell you guys this. This is cool. So this Black Friday, I got a pop up from Amazon. They were
Mhm.
selling the PlayStation VR 2 for $200. The Call of the
That's
Call of the
amazing.
Mountain bundle.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
And-
amazing.
Damn.
That's a great price.
And so I'm like, okay, I don't know much about it. And you know, I've been vocally active. Like, I'm not going to spend $600 for something that I know I'm not going to
Yeah,
get
but
much use out of.
$200? That's insane. That's great.
$200 is ridiculous.
What?
No, now it's $200, so I bought it. And oh my God, the only reason I like VR is because of the second screen or the virtual screen experience, the 120 inch. Playing Dragon Quest HD 2D with that 120 inch TV in front of me, it is like being introduced to gaming for the first
So
time.
when you
like
say
I've
You're
never
hurting
played
Wise-
these games
You're
before.
Wise.
hurting me. You're using it just for the TV aspect.
Yes, yes.
Play some
You're
games,
hurting
man.
me.
Play
Dude,
some
Wise.
games.
Wise, there's like 250, 300 games on that store right now for VR on PSVR 2. You can have a plethora of fun with that, man. It's unbelievable.
I played No Man's Sky because somebody said play it.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Oh,
So wait, when you say the 120
People don't
screen,
understand that VR is just such a
It is cool.
It's like I enjoy sitting on my couch and playing a game, but
Right.
VR, if you actually get past the nausea part, I think most people I've talked to in my personal life, nausea is the part that they just can't take. Me, I can play VR for hours, but other people it's like half an hour.
TC, you said something interesting about it though. I'm one of these people that when I play VR, I need to stand up. You said you're on your couch?
Oh yeah, I played on
No,
my
no, I
couch.
said I like to sit on my couch and play regular video games.
Oh, okay, got
but,
you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying VR. Like I can sit on my couch and play video VR, but you also kind of want to stand up because
I
you get more
stand up.
immersed when you're
Yes.
in it.
Now,
You
Wise,
get more immersed.
Wise, what you're talking about with the 120-inch screen, that's different. You could sit down and do that. Yes, I understand that because that's like looking at a big screen. Like it's like you're playing it in the movie theaters.
Play a horror game. Play a horror game.
Play a
VR.
horror
Do that.
game.
Oh fuck no! Are you crazy?
Yes. No,
No,
don't-
I don't
don't-
have hair to
no,
begin
do
with.
it.
I don't wanna lose what I'm-
Wise,
I don't wanna
stream
lose
it.
my pubic hair.
Why
Do it.
stream it?
Oh my! The level of immersion is insane.
I mean,
It
to
really
be honest,
is.
there is really only one reason why I'd even get into VR. I don't even need to announce it. Everyone could probably figure it out.
Oh, here we go. Nib, he's doing it again.
Because Nick's is to make a headset.
No. I'm just saying there is only one reason I get into VR, and it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you know me,
I don't think those games are not on the PlayStation Store, Death Singer.
But they are on the Steam store.
Yes, they are on the Steam Store.
What are those games?
Shout
Now
out
I'm
to the Steam
confused.
headset.
I'll
Shout out
let-
to the Steam headset.
You know, Death Singer, you know, you remind me, the way I kind of look at it is, you know, when even if someone says they're not into Nintendo games or they're not into Xbox games, and you're like, oh, what have you tried then? Have you played Halo? No. Have you played Gears of War? No. Have you played Forza? So how do you know you're not into Xbox games if you haven't played their tentpole titles? You know, it's just
Well, the thing is,
He's not letting that Naughty Dog comment go. He's
No, never.
It's like Naughty Dog, though. It's like
You
God
don't
of
play
War.
VR.
It's like all of their tentpole franchises, basically.
No, the reason Death Singer doesn't play VR because every time he logs into the VR, he's busy doing VR chat. So there you go.
No, the thing
It's
is,
because his VR headset is sticky and needs to wipe it down.
Oh, that's where we were going with this. I'm too innocent.
Once he pulls out the flashlight, all hell goes loose.
Wait, hang on a minute.
Oh.
TC, how did it take you this long to figure that?
He was
I
giving,
play VR
'cause
for
he was-
video games.
he was
Honestly,
giving-
that's genuinely it.
Death Singer, he was giving you the benefit of the doubt is what the reason was.
Oh, okay, I see. But in answer to Nib's point, the thing is, it's like I have limited time to play games now because obviously, you know, you work and whatnot, and you got other stuff going on, and it's like if I see a trailer for a game, I instantly know if I'm gonna enjoy this game or not. I'm not gaming just to game; I'm gaming to get enjoyment. If I'm not having fun playing your game, I'm gonna uninstall it and refund it because it's just not fun. So, like when I had, for example, when I see a game, like when I saw the Last of Us trailer, I was like, okay, it's pretty, looks great, but I'm not really gonna be enjoying playing this. But then when I saw something like Cyberpunk, the trailer, I'm like, ooh, this is I love Cyberpunk. I love the aesthetic. And it's a full RPG, and it's from CD Projekt.
Have you
So
played
like
Hellblade?
zombie games?
No, I haven't
Death Singer,
played
have you-
Hellblade. Nope.
You haven't played Hellblade, okay. Have you
Nope.
played Quantum
Seven
Break?
Midnight, haven't played it. Haven't played Quantum Break. Nope.
What about Tomb Raider?
The last time I played Tomb Raider was on the PS2.
Death Singer, you're the worst Xbox fan I've ever met.
I mean,
Oh, I thought he's a PC fan. What?
Actually,
Have you played
no.
Bioshock?
Yes, I played Bioshock.
Okay, all right, good.
But Bioshock is a fundamental game. If you've never played Bioshock, you've
Okay,
never
well, let's
lived.
go back even further back.
I mean,
Have
Last
you
of Us
played
is a
Super Mar-
fundamental
Have you
game
played
too,
Super Mario
but yeah.
Brothers?
Have you played? This is the part
Yeah,
of the
actually, have you actually played Super Mario Bros?
I actually have because my friend had a Nintendo
This
and
is-
I had a Sega at the time. Because my first
Have you
console
played
was-
Odyssey, Mario Galaxy, Sunshine, like 3D
Yes, I
Mario?
have played them. Yes. I
Oh
played
man,
the
we're going
3D
through
Mario.
credentials
Wait a
right
minute.
now.
TC, this is the part of the show I call Death Singer. This is your life. Nib loves this part.
I mean, thing is, it's like I played most of the Marios. I played most of the Zeldas. I've also played them in crispy 60 FPS. If you know, you know. If you don't, get on it. The thing is, it's like a lot of these games back from then, I wasn't as informed of it. I was just playing whatever I could get my hands on. Like, my first video game was Sonic the Hedgehog, right? The original Sonic the Hedgehog. and I thought this was the pinnacle of gaming. And then it's like, you know, obviously you go on from that, because I was always a Sega kid, never a Nintendo kid anyway, and that was an argument. But
Of course,
it's like,
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
well, I mean, it was a legendary battle.
They're not doing it anymore.
Well, no, that is very
It's true.
The thing is, though, it's like a lot of Sega led me to Xbox, and I had a bit of PlayStation in between. But it's like, the thing is, now I will play what I enjoy, not because I could get whatever I want, but I'm only going to play what I enjoy. So, like, for example, this year, it's like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Instantly knew I'm going to love this game because I played the first. And it's in my wheelhouse. And right now, I'm in my RPG phase. Like, shout out to Trails Remaster.
Right now.
Well, pause.
Right now.
You're a PC guy, right?
Yeah.
How many hours a week do you play Roblox?
Absolutely none. Who plays Roblox?
Why did you have to ask him that question? You're a PC guy.
Everybody I know who's on PC plays that freaking game.
First, he doesn't get the sexual innuendo. He asks him if it's a PC game.
the thing is, it's like the only main multiplayer games I play is League of Legends, and I play World of Tanks, and I play Marvel Rivals. Like that's kind of my three main multiplayers at the moment, because
and Raid Shadow Legends.
No, absolutely not. Who the fuck plays that? No, the thing is, it's like there are tons of games, but right now I'm like, I'm loving RPGs. Like, I just love anything RPG.
I got to tell you, Death Singer,
RPGs.
I got to say, God bless you with the RPG. Some of the RPGs put us into a coma, though. Like there's just so much narrative. It's sorry, guys.
I think
tread lightly.
No, because even though Expedition 33 is easily my game of the year, and I have loved KCD2, it's having the same kind of Western RPG thing that gets me a lot. And I know it's a me problem. Like, don't attack me, guys. Like, all you Scrolls fans and stuff. Like, it sometimes, like with WRPGs, they're so long in the tooth, and everything takes so long. And just constant conversations and just getting from one place to the next, right? I'm like over encumbered, but then I don't want to lose all my shit, and then I have to walk fucking to a town and sell some shit, but then the person only has a limited amount of money, so then I have to hobble over, like, encumbered to another person, and little things like that just like grate on me, because I already have limited time, and like I get it, like, you know, like.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, go talk to this person. Go talk to that person. Go talk to this person. And when you get that, and come back and talk to this person, I'm like, man.
It is a design decision, and there's a lot of complaints because that takes away from player agency. Because if you're directly telling someone, go from A to B,
right, that's
not giving player agency.
No, I like them not telling me, but I don't like the micromanagement. Micromanagement.
Yeah, you see, and that is a fundamental game design problem, because people like, because shout out to, I can't remember who it was, the creator of a lot of RPGs, godfather of RPGs. He did a YouTube video. I'll have to find it and post it. But I
think really long WRPGs especially appeal to people without girlfriends and partners, basically.
Well, no, it's just you need games with proper player agency.
I'm joking, dude. Chill.
I play Roblox.
But the thing is, it's like your objective is go find me the Eye of Saruman, right? Don't tell me how to get there, how to do it. Just tell me I need to go get this item, and let me just run into the world and just try and figure it out. And that's what I like about it. But it's like, when I consider upcoming games, what am I most hyped for next year, right? I think of guaranteed games coming out, right? First Light is not for me, 007. And then I look at Requiem, and I'm like, it's cool, but it's not priority. But then I look at Crimson Desert, priority. Code Vein 2, priority. Fucking even Neo 3 is higher than Resident Evil Requiem on the list.
Okay, that's enough.
Mag, what's going on here?
Shit out right now.
It
doesn't matter what's priority. When GTA 6 comes out, everything goes to the way
with Resident Evil. That's it. Now we're at war.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know
have you played Resident Evil, like 4 and 8, Village, etc.? Like, have you played them all?
Are you talking to me?
No, he's talking to Death Singer.
Oh, Oh, Death Singer. Yeah.
No,
This is
I-
Death Singer.
no,
This is
I
your
haven't.
life.
Oh man,
Death Singer. Death Singer. Death Singer.
Go put your VR headset on and do your thing.
Yeah, you need to play. You need to play 4. You need to play 5. You need to play 7. You need to play 8.
No, I played the originals back in the day.
The originals are
Like,
great
That
too.
means
Just
you
But,
go back and play
Resident
Jack and Daxter.
just Resident Evil 1. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's
Oh
like
come on!
Oh god,
No.
You gotta play more.
Fable is higher on the list.
You wouldn't know because you haven't really played them. You played Resident Evil 1 with tank controls back in the day.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
you gotta change it up.
To be fair, it was like Silent Hill. I played that back in the day. I'm not interested now in playing that kind of game.
Silent
Sorry,
Hill
listen.
is like try the remake. The remake is like just
Yeah,
try
the
Silent
thing
Hill
is-
2 remake.
The thing is, I don't
man
have
really
time.
picks like Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, and Shadows over like Resident Evil 4 remake and
No,
those kind of
no.
games. Crazy.
The only
Crazy
reason
how those
I
fit.
played Valhalla was because I already got like halfway through, and I paid the £15 for the monthly sub to Ubisoft Plus. Because here's the thing: I never buy Ubisoft games. I rent Ubisoft games because I have the ability to rent them for a month and then kiss them goodbye. Right? I would never buy them because what's the fucking point?
So Death Singer. Before we go down, this is your life. I just want to.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the VGAs because this
Yes,
is.
please do.
Let's talk about the
because
VGAs.
I like how you still call them the VGAs instead of the TGAs.
I do.
Yeah, the
You're right. They are
Game
the
Awards.
Yeah,
VGAs.
VGAs, throwback.
I still call them the VGAs, man. I put it in the title. Actually, I messed that up. I put it in VGAs. All right. So the TGAs, real quick. I have every nominee category. We're not going to go through them all. So there's Game of the Year. I think I'd like to get your guys' opinion on that. I want to get your guys' opinion on Best Narrative. If you guys have one that you really think we should talk about, maybe Best Multiplayer would be pretty cool too. And then give your opinions too. So we'll start with Game of the Year real quick, and we'll have the discussion. We don't have to do a roundtable. That would take too long. You've got, of course, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So Nib, you said you're going to go with Expedition 33. You've been saying that for quite some time.
Yes, sir.
You did wait to say.
I'm gonna go with DS2.
All right,
I'm gonna
DS2.
go with-
Wow,
I'm
our
gonna
first
go
Death
with-
Stranding 2. What do you got that's here?
I'm gonna go with Expedition 33, even though I want it to be Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Okay, that's fair. I like your honesty there. Mag, where are you
Are
on
we
this?
going with who's gonna win or who do we want?
No, who do you want?
Oh,
Kingdom
okay.
Come
How about let's do both. Let's do who we think is going to win and who.
Expedition 33.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
Expedition wins. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
So
I want it to
Nib, yours is Expedition 33 for both. And then TC, you got DS2 as you want, and you have Expedition 33 as you think is going to win.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go with Mag.
I gotta bow out about what I want because I haven't put enough hours into Death Stranding 2 yet. It's one of those backlog ones, but
That's
I'm
fair.
going to say who will win. It's gonna be I was about to say Death Stranding. It's gonna be what's it called? Expedition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
I'm
because
with you guys.
it's just gonna be on like it's like that Leonardo DiCaprio movie that came out earlier, the Paul Thomas Anderson one. I didn't really particularly like it, but you know what? Everybody's like, it's going to win every award at the award show because it's there now. It's just like, it's in the zeitgeist. It's impossible to walk away from. Even if on a technical level, let's just say, you say, you know what, there are better games than Expedition 33, this and that. The problem is it's now in the forefront of everybody's mind, right? And now it's being, it's that point where it's now shoved down
I'll be
everybody's
honest
throat.
with you though, Mag. When I played it, I actually didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know like the reception.
I loved the game. I loved
Yeah.
the game. There's no question. I played Expedition 33. I loved it. I found some levels of that game mesmerizing. The story was excellent. The music was incredible. So in a lot of aspects, yes, it'll absolutely deserve to. I'm just saying that if there's any chance for anything else, I think at this point it's pretty much a lock.
Okay, so now here, this is interesting. No one really talks about this. Most anticipated game. You have
Stupidest category.
It is,
Mooch,
right?
I'm jumping
Yes.
right in before anybody else does. The stupidest category in the whole fucking thing, because excuse my language, but you put a game that's not even coming out this generation in the most anticipated game, yet every other game in that category are coming out in 2026. Right? So you would figure you would keep in line with that. And of course, if anybody doesn't know in the chat, we're talking about Witcher 4.
Right.
Like you put GTA, what are the other games in there? There's
So
GTA.
there's First Light, GTA 6, Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and Witcher 4.
Yep. And Witcher 4. Okay, so those 4 make sense, right? Those are hugely anticipated games for me as well. And then you shove Witcher 4 that's not even coming out this generation. That's not coming out,
no.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Excuse me again. I'm pissed off at this. I think, and this is not some kind of whatever, I think there are other games that are coming out next year that could easily be put in that category. I think that for racing fans out there, I think Forza Horizon 6 could be one.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick because Mag, I saw your, I don't know if it was a video or a short, but I watched it and I saw what you had to say. What's your theory on why Forza comes out early next year?
Because of GTA 6.
Yeah.
The game was almost the game was finished development anyway. They were just putting final touches on it. However, they were going to put it closer to the fall to stay out of GTA 6's way. However, now the GTA 6 is in November and there's a giant gaping hole between April and May. It's going to be put in there. And that makes ultimate sense. And the thing is that it's not like, and it's not even like a fanboy thing or nothing like that. It's like, oh, Forza Horizon, It's sold 3 million copies. A 3-year-old Forza game sold 3 million copies on PlayStation. Never mind whatever engagement on Game Pass and sales that happened on Xbox and PC.
Right.
That's going to be a huge game next year. I think it's and the fact that they finally are doing it in Japan, which people have been begging for years, like that's the same as EA releasing Bad Company 3. Everybody's been begging for years for Bad Company 3. Everybody's been begging a racing game in Japan, and now they're finally getting it. I mean, a Forza game, excuse me. In Japan, now they're getting. I think it's going to be a monster game on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC across the board. And I think that game should have been put in there. I don't think that Gears of War E-Day carries the same weight that it once did. It'll do well with the community, but 4 and 5 did not set the world on fire. I don't care what anybody says, it didn't. If you look at the numbers
for E-Day, though. I have high hope for
So do I.
I have high hopes too. There's no question, but I don't think that it takes down Forza Horizon. I think Forza Horizon 6 is going to be a much bigger game than Gears. So my guess is I would put Forza 6 in there instead of Witcher 4, which we don't even have a release year for.
But did they mention Forza Horizon 6 at all? Have they mentioned it? And has Microsoft's come out and said that it is a thing next year?
Oh no! It is coming out 2026, but like now it's pretty much confirmed it's coming out.
But did they say that?
Well, yeah, they did say it was coming out 26. Yes.
Okay, that's why I don't remember them saying that.
No, but I'm saying the newest thing that's coming out from the camp over there is that it's coming out in the spring now. They moved the date up because of GTA 6 is moving into the fall. Because if you look at Microsoft's
Forza Horizon, you know this, and don't get me wrong, the fact that it's in Japan does give it a bit more. I think for me, it gives it an adrenaline shot. I agree, but if they just
I know what you're gonna say, Mooch. You're gonna talk about everybody's tired of the festival.
The festival fatigue. Come on, I mean, this is enough with this.
I know.
Welcome to Japan, and then it's just we're gonna be in the outskirts of Japan doing the festival.
It has to be inside. If it's not Tokyo streets, there
will be some of that.
There'll be some streets.
They'll have nightlife.
They'll have that, Nib, and then you'll go through. We've seen when we were in was it when they were in was it in Mexico or were they in South America or somewhere that they had some of the inner city, but remember you go through it and then you pop back out and you're in the fields.
You're back in the field.
It's going to be like that again in Japan. It's going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be a lot of neon and stuff like that's really cool in the streets. And then you'll make a quick right turn, you'll make a left turn, and then you're back out. You're back out there, and they're like, hey, we've been waiting for you underneath this. Get out of here. They got to do something. Do something else.
But you know what, Mooch? They still sold, like I said, on PlayStation 5, they sold 3 million copies.
I know.
On a 3-year-old game. And that's not even, like I said, not even a new one. And that whole bullshit, by the way, about, it's being delayed or it's going to be...
Arcade Racer, yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember that? There was the talk about, it's going to be delayed. There's going to be a delay. That's not happening. It's coming out on all systems day one.
Hey Mooch, you know why Forza Horizon has a special place in my heart?
Why is that?
Apart from it being a good game, shout out to Scumcast and Luca. There was that one guy I debated when I told him that you can actually beat Forza Horizon. Mm-hmm. There is an actual finish to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a main campaign and story and whatnot.
Yes.
And when you finish the festival, there's like a global leaderboard of everyone who's finished the festival.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just my most memorable thing, because people think it doesn't have, like, you can't beat Forza Horizon. It's just an ongoing multiplayer game. No, There is an actual whole campaign type thing you have to go through.
Yeah, I think Goliath is like the final race in
Yeah,
each.
no. There is a fight. There is a fight. There's an end game, or so to speak.
Yes.
By the way, T-Spite in the chat. Preach, my friend. Okay, he said, "Make Midnight Club great again." I was talking about that the other night. Rockstar, what are you doing? What is Rockstar doing? One game every 12 years? Come on, man! You had a great racing franchise with Midnight Club.
I would say yes to a Burnout as well. Another Burnout. Give me another Burnout.
Please, no more Burnout. Just give me a new Need for Speed Underground and give me a new Midnight Club. Because those
Midnight
two
Club was incredible.
Like Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, that soundtrack. Oh, it slaps so.
House real big, cars real big.
Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition has probably one of the best soundtracks. Also, Need for Speed Underground 2 has probably one of the best as well.
By the way,
Mooch, what was your most anticipated game?
So most anticipated for me would be, I mean, well, putting GTA 6 in there is kind of ridiculous. I am excited for it. I am excited, but I would say, it would be Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be more in tune
outside of GTA
with what. Well, I'm also going by what they are putting out here. I'm not Mag speaking outside of the box. I mean, Nib, are you going by what's here, or are you going by yours
so
outside?
If it's what's there, GTA 6 easily. If it's not what's there and what could be, I don't think it may not come out in 2026. But Intergalactic would be my number one.
Well, Intergalactic, that would be my number one too. But I think it's 27.
If we're doing it by category, then most anticipated, what will win is GTA, of course.
Right, exactly.
For me personally, out of all the games there, it'd be Witcher 4. But I know that's a long way away. But me personally, out of those games, The Witcher 4 would interest me the most. I mean, I know what GTA is, but like a Siri-led Witcher game is going to be. Oh, it's going to be.
I'm really curious to see if they deliver on their promise. A Witcher game, three Witcher games across 6 years.
I think they can because you just reuse the assets, right? Because once you've made the assets.
Yeah, but a lot of developers do that. So they're basically trying to pull like PS3, 360 era development timelines where you're pushing out a game like every 3 years.
I mean, that's because Insomniac did that. That's how they managed to get so many Spider-Man games out in such a short period of time.
Right, once the assets are in there.
Insomniac's also not just one team. It's two. It's two development teams.
But they're also working on Cyberpunk.
I don't know what Witcher has going, but yeah.
That's why
they're also working on Cyberpunk at the same time, though.
Well, you brought up the Spider-Man thing. That's what they're building a new propulsion engine for Venom, and that's going to also be utilized for Spider-Man 3. I do know that for sure, as a fact.
Wait. What?
Back, when are we actually getting
where
Venom?
Where did this from? Where did we hear this from?
Venom was supposed to be 26 as well.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 26, but they flipped the release schedule on that. So it was going to go Wolverine, then Venom, then Spider-Man 3 Next Generation.
Okay.
So anyways, I'm not familiar with your track record, but you're saying you have information that on Venom.
Yeah, I did a video like 6 months ago about it. Yeah.
Venom is actually official information, by the way, because
it's in the leaks, but we always assumed that it was kind of not happening. But then there was a rumor that it's still happening.
No, it's still happening. Even members of Tony Todd's family talked about it because he recorded all his. Unfortunately, rest in peace to him. He recorded all of his dialogue for the next game, not an expansion, an actual game. Now the thing is, it's going to be larger than Miles Morales, but smaller than Spider-Man 2.
That's
so
fair.
It's going to be a more curated experience.
Mooch, lock this chat in, record this, put it in a clip, throw it online, tag the clip on there, and then Mooch. No, the thing about it is like it's a short clip. If you put a short clip like this with this commentary on a podcast situation and put it on Twitter, that type of stuff just. You can tag both of you on it.
Don't worry, we have multiple people that do that for us.
Imagine Venom and the intergalactic stuff ends up true. This will be like one for the ages.
Well,
that's 2027 for both.
No, what I was going to say to you guys, because Nib got me thinking now outside the box. So just to be excited because it was actually supposed to come out this year and it just fizzled out to no one's talking about it. They even did an IGN, I think first, or an IGN behind the scenes, and no one's talking about it anymore. If it's not one of these, I'm looking forward to, and I know that this happens with him all the time. He's notorious for this, but he's a great game maker. And Ken Levine, I'm looking forward to Judas. I think Judas may come out in 26.
I don't know why I felt you were gonna say Judas. I have no clue why, because I've never heard you. Like, I haven't personally heard you mention it. But
I just love Ken Levine. I actually think I'm a BioShock lunatic, right? So like that's the one thing that I've been looking forward to. I want to see what his next work of art is, and I don't get worried when his things get pushed back. I do get worried that the people that are funding him cancel it because it takes too long. That's something that's just business. But he ran into that same problem with, I think it was it BioShock Infinite? That kind of.
Bear in mind, BioShock Infinite is the best BioShock.
That was such a good game.
See, that's an
I
interesting.
like BioShock Infinite, yeah.
Yeah, BioShock Infinite. It's hard for me to sit here and I can't sign off. I'm not going to disagree with you. I have a hard time signing off with that because the world of let's leave 2 out of it, but the world of Rapture and the idea behind of how that was created and what that was supposed to stand for, and how ultimate power corrupts, and just how you can never really escape that, and how they go through, and then how they tied it in with the lighthouse. Literally, we're still driving down with the family. We're going through, and we see a lighthouse, and it literally turns away all the time. Like there's always a lighthouse. You know what I mean? Like I'm so into what he created. And I want to see how he's going to change this into something.
What do you think of the
different.
concept for Judas?
So great question. Love how he's bringing his, he's almost bringing the plasmas back, but the one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is I don't like the, what is it? How do I put it? It's not roguelike, right? It's like
it sounded roguelike.
Yeah, it's like roguelike. That scares me, TC. Because I like
the idea of like making choices and then these guys react to you differently. I like
that. What was the game that came out? It was PS5 time to say it again. Deathloop.
Deathloop. Yeah.
Deathloop. That's what I'm not saying it's going to be like. I'm just scared of that gameplay where I was playing Deathloop.
I love Deathloop.
Deathloop was probably one of the best written and one of the better looking games. But the way that the game played, and you had to like start back at the beach and then you start over again. You didn't lose everything, but you lost. I don't like that style all the time. That's why when we talked about Game of the Year and Hades, like I like Hades. I don't love Hades. Like
what do you think of Returnal?
Well, Returnal I loved.
Oh, but the same type of concept.
I guess it is in a sense. But the fact that Returnal has that, it's a shooter. I mean, it's guns blazing from the minute you wake up.
I was going to say, is it because it's a shooter?
It's a shooter.
It's the gameplay. It scratches that itch, that that really gamey itch.
Okay, I got to do it again, but I get to go out there, guns blazing, and it's like, you have a different gun. You have a better gun, or you have a different gun, and you're trying different things, or there's a different room that you didn't go into. And the pacing is fast.
Oh yeah.
Where Deathloop and Hades, it's just not so fast, and it's and then you go back, and you're like, you talk to your dad, and he's just like, I hate you, and he's like, oh, I hate you, and it's like, okay, right, and then you walk 3 feet to the other side, and he's like, you got somebody there who's selling you something, and you're like, here's this, and the room expands, and then expands. I don't know. I was like, this is not, and it's just, it wasn't my bag. I've tried so much. I bought it on PC. And I bought it on PlayStation, and I'm like, man, I just can't get in. That's why Hades 2. I'm out on Hades 2.
I loved Hades, but I do think also the bosses in Returnal were more of an occasion, an event.
Oh my god,
they were like spectacular. All the effects and parkours and fucking. Some of them had you jumping on like, grappling to different platforms. And
that's why I'm excited about Saros. Saros is going to take that platforming to a whole nother level.
I genuinely think, the piano boss. I don't know what it's called.
Oh yeah, I love that. I was just going to thought, yeah.
That was
I think it's one of my favorite shooting bosses of all time.
Was that the second or third boss?
It's just the build up to, because you hear the music as you're going up, and then when you get there, it just
fourth.
Like the music is
so good.
loud.
Like, you can hear it. You're getting closer and closer and higher, and you get guns and stuff. Then when you finally do it,
I hope they have something like that in Sorrows. I hope they have something like that.
Me too, dude. Me too. We need an orchestra. We need. heavy harmonics. We need friggin' all the craziness, all the visuals and stuff.
It's funny though, we say that about when you say Hades, everybody just feels like they like when you look left and right, you're like, I guess we have to stand up and clap, right? We're supposed to do this right now. But like when it comes down to it, we don't hear anything about Hades 2. Right? And it's on PC. I know it's not on PlayStation or Xbox. It's on Nintendo and PC, right? Right now?
Yep.
And I mean, even PC gamers, like on Twitch, like I understand. Believe me, Twitch is not a model to go by. I understand that. But Twitch, when Hades came out that week, it came out. I was checking it out. It was like 450 people watching it.
You're not wrong. There was no hype around.
There's no hype at all.
And that's not indicative of the quality of the game.
No, it's not.
Like people, only Siths deal in absolutes, but Obi-Wan Kenobi 2005. Anyways, the point is that people do that, but I'm like, no. There's nothing. We're not talking about the quality of the game or that, we're not saying anything bad about it. It's just there was no hype.
Nothing. Well, the thing is, though, go look
posting pictures on Twitter.
Go look at some of the gameplay. Go look at some of the gameplay, and then you're like, oh, it's is this Hades 1 or Hades 2?
Hades. Yeah,
I'm like, all right, I don't know. I guess I'll just play Hades.
You also have to remember, it's like you probably won't see it because how many like PC and Nintendo people do you follow? Because a lot of the people who normally play on Xbox and PlayStation ain't going to be posting because they don't have access to it.
I mean, you're right in a sense.
So a lot of your followers and people you follow probably primarily game on PlayStation. So
but again, that's why
is Hades 2 on Switch 1 or is it Switch 2 only?
I have no idea.
Wait, Hades 1?
No, Hades 2.
Hades 2 is on PC and Switch.
What a strange thing.
Oh,
but is it on Switch 1?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, because all this time I was waiting for my Switch 2.
I think
that's the only reason I haven't played it. Otherwise, I'll buy it tomorrow, literally.
No, it is on the original Switch. It's on
I
Switch
thought so. I thought I saw it on.
Yeah, it's on both of them.
Hey, Nib, I'll let you in on a secret. Just play Hades.
Nah, that's not fair.
It's literally the same thing.
How is that different from Battlefield 6 or
Battlefield? Have you played Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1? Have you played Battlefield 5 and 1? Very different than 6.
Also, bear in mind,
I would still say it's iterative.
I mean, you could make the correlation between Tsushima and Yotei if you wanted to a certain degree. Absolutely, because Yotei is a larger scale. They didn't change, I mean, it's bigger, grander, faster, smoother. Transitions are better. But yes, I understand what you're saying. But
Mooch, did you see a lot of Silent Hill F on your timeline?
I beat Silent Hill F. So I mean, I saw a good amount of it. Yeah.
You know, they both released on the same day, Hades 2 and Silent Hill F. You notice which one isn't on PlayStation, which one is. Like, one is only on PC and Switch. I also noticed that Silent Hill F had more than on its release week had more than 20,000 people watching daily on Twitch, and I know Hades had very, very small. Yep, exactly.
But what does that have to do? That has nothing to do with PlayStation.
No. But what
I think the early
majority of Twitch streamers are PC.
But also, I was on about not seeing Hades 2 on the timeline. Well, if you follow a majority of PlayStation people, you're gonna more likely to see Silent Hill or Hades 2.
I think he's talking.
So let me ask you this then, Dessinger. Yeah. Of the people you follow, the PC and Xbox centric, who of the big channels shared Hades gameplay?
Yeah, who?
None of the big channels. Smaller channels did. But
well, there you go then.
That's what I'm saying.
But I follow a lot of PC people, so I saw quite a bit.
Well, I follow a fair few PC lot as well. In fact, all the Xbox lot I follow are now PC.
Yeah, I mean, same here now.
All of them except this guy called Silky have transitioned over to PC.
Which is tragic, but I mean, welcome.
Well, shout out to, I'm trying to find it now. I have to look here. Here it is. For the Win 800, he said, and this is for you there, Nib. He says, Hades 2 is great. I liked Hades more, but 2 is a great game also. Good story as well. That's the sentiment I got when I watched just some of the reviews on Hades 2 was great game. There's nothing bad to say, but it's just, it was like, you might as well just, if you didn't play Hades or you didn't platinum Hades, go platinum Hades.
I don't agree with that, man. Because the thing with these kind of games, it's the mechanics, it's the bosses, it's the move sets, it's the learning the different patterns. Like it may look similar artistically, but it's going to play different because that's the whole ingenious part of these games is how they intertwine all the different weapons and combinations and builds and things like that. And those kind of things you can't just see; you need to feel.
Listen, I agree with you. I do agree with you, but I think Hades is one of those things where I just feel like it's that one where the anomaly you can actually say that, because it's just eerily similar. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't know.
The thing is,
no, I hear you, Nib, but you do have to play the game to understand. But like we were just talking about BioShock, right? BioShock and BioShock Infinite. There's a clear separation there in the game. They did change the mechanics. You did have different weapons. You did have
not as much from 2 and 1 though.
2 and 1. That's why I listen. I played and beat both 1 and 2. I take 2 out of the conversation all the time because 2 is literally okay. Great example. There you go. And I did this. I said it earlier. I said take 2 out of the equation because 2 to me is a carbon copy of 1. Don't tell me because the thing is, you're a big daddy in the second one.
It's 2, right?
Right.
But it's a female heroine, right? And she's got a whole new storyline in it. I think that alone is going to be enough because one of the strong things about Hades was actually the story and the world and the characters, right? Like each time, like even when you had to run,
I thought the characters were very strong in Hades, except for the one that we were.
Okay, and this time you're a whole new character. So
yeah, but my point is, I think the surrounding characters were. Like, I always got excited with, like, you know, when you met up with, like, Ares, who was it? Ares? I don't remember. Whoever you were meeting up with. And then they were kind of like a wise ass to you a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't pick me the last time, but here, have a shot at one of these. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that kind of like, that cynicism was welcome, and I thought it was funny. So I think 2 will have some great characters, but I didn't think the main protagonist that we were the son of Hades, I didn't think that was that big of a deal.
No, basically, what I'm saying is it's a different protagonist.
Right.
Yes.
I'm playing devil's advocate to say I bet you end up liking the side characters more than yourself again. But me, you know. But let me know. Let me know. That's with a huge game of.
To be honest, I'm not. Even though I said I'd run out and buy it tomorrow, I shouldn't do that because I need to finish KCD2 first.
Oh, you're playing. You're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance right now.
I'm trying to complete it. Yeah, as soon as I complete it, I will get Hades 2.
Okay, that's impressive.
Here's the thing.
That's a long game.
Here's the thing:
having
actually played the game, so I could speak on it.
Have you beaten
it? No, I haven't.
What, Hades?
Hades 2.
Hades 2.
I did the 10 runs to complete the first Hades, because you have to beat it 9 times or whatever. But the thing is, it's like Hades 2, like the improvements. For one, it's a lot bigger in scope because there's 2 different paths, right?
Okay.
So you could go, like, after you've done the tutorial area, there's a crossroads, right? There's the underworld path, and then there's the surface path. So the surface path has, like, Mount Olympus, City of whatever, can't remember the name. And then you have the underworld path where you go into, like, Tartarus, Fields Morning, etc. And the new character, but then they also improved on a lot of things. They improved on the Melanie. I can't say her name. She's a great protagonist. Her different personality. It gives a fresh perspective on it. Like, it feels different. There's new locations, bosses, characters, twice the content of the original game.
Oh, okay.
The writing, though, maintains there. There's new figures, so like you have Hecate, Nemesis, Eris. There's deeper systems as well, like the boons. There's more layers to the boons. There's better customization. So there's way more build opportunities. And you're always working towards something. They improved the progression system. So, like difficulty modifiers for rewards. And so they've done a lot of improvements. The thing is, aesthetically, yeah, I can see why you'd think it's very closer to the first game. But you don't need to change the aesthetic up that much. But
no, it's a beautiful game.
Like,
let me ask you, why haven't you beaten it yet?
Because Hades 2 came out in, it was like October. I dropped it to play something else. I can't remember what I was playing.
See, that tells me that it wasn't as impactful.
Well, it wasn't as impactful.
Well, that's it. That's it. Because when Hades came out, though, Death Singer, when Hades came out, and this was, I think, my point. Maybe I did a bad point of selling it, Nib. Is just when Hades came out. I mean, I was even hook, line, and sinker, right? I bought it twice. Like so I'm not hating on it by no means. Like I think that when I saw 2 come out, I'm like, oh great, the grander scale. They're going to change this, going to change that. And when I saw it, like you said, you do have to play the game before you make your final judgment. So that's fair. And I would understand if somebody said, well, I'm not taking your opinion on that series. You didn't play it. That's fine. But I just think that impact that when you said, why didn't he? And Death Singer's kind of right. Like, I was just kind of like, it's with all the games out, I'm like, that's just too much of the same for me to play as many hours as I put into the original.
I know why I dropped it. It was because Final Fantasy Tactics came out 5 days later. And obviously I was going to play Final Fantasy Tactics no matter what. So I stopped Hades 2 and went straight.
I'm curious when Nib gets it, though. I'm curious when Nib gets it. See what he.
So obviously I'll return to Hades because that's what I did with the first Hades. I played it, something else came out, got confused, came back, and then just was like, "Fuck it, I'll just beat the first game." Did the 9 runs, and I'm gonna beat this game too, because I love it. But it's like I love it, but it was like Final Fantasy Tactics, a game from obviously yesteryear coming back. And then of course what happened after that was that game released. By the time I beat that game, then you had Battlefield 6 came out, and then Battlefield 6 came out, and then I got on that. Then came the Outer Worlds 2, then came Ninja Gaiden 4, so I just haven't had the opportunity to go back to Hades 2.
Okay, a question for Death Singer and Mooch then, right?
Yes.
What are the games this year that you didn't pause for and you just beat through to the end in one go?
That's easy.
Well, I mean, the one that
go on.
It's not fair though. I have to blame the holiday Nib. The one that I put everything aside and I went through and just beat was Silent Hill F. But I played that through, like, the minute you get to like that end of September, like when that game came out, I can't remember if it was end of September or it came out early October, whichever, it was perfect timing. Like, I'm like, you don't understand, like Halloween to me, like I have to say Christmas is my favorite holiday because I feel like God's watching. But I think Halloween is a close second. So like I will always play through, and I played through that, and then I got halfway through Lost in the Fog, which is the new game plus. Like I just put everything down to play that because I was like, the timing was perfect. It was just like the perfect recipe. But I don't know if that's necessarily saying that Silent Hill F was, notice I didn't say Silent Hill F was my favorite game of the year.
Yeah.
But
okay.
In terms of games that I refused to put down, that I had to see through the end, was Avowed, Outer Worlds 2. I'm going to limit it to 5. So Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Expedition 33, and of course Final Fantasy Tactics.
Did you say Tactics?
Okay, fine. Yeah, it's everyone.
So you have a question here from Glinter. He says, bigger leap, Hades 2 or Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
I didn't play KCD 1, so I can't answer that.
That Singer? You've played them all. I think we lost That Singer.
I think he's back on that VR headset. He's probably seen
he saw something that he didn't see before. He was like, I'll be right
I
back.
I heard some weird squelching.
When he was making his last word got cut off. I think hopefully he didn't lose power or something like that. Also, shout out to Glassdoor Gamer. He says Death Singer is in love with platforms that die and are dying. Sega, Xbox, PC. The crash is coming. If he likes something, don't buy it. Shout out to Glassdoor Gamer. He went in on that one, boy. And shout out to D487. He says, cheers. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, D. All right, let me ask you this. This is a great question here for you guys. Best multiplayer: Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Peak, or Split Fiction? Interesting that they're calling that.
Wait, Split Fiction counts as multiplayer?
I was just
really?
gonna thank you for saying that, because I was like, I don't think that counts, but it is.
No, I wouldn't.
Players.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I guess
because even though it has co-op, it plays like a single player.
So the problem here is I want to hear your guys' opinion, and I'm biased because I have just about 100 hours into Arc Raiders now. Like, let me tell you something. I love Arc Raiders. I think it's phenomenal. So I'm biased. So I'll keep anything else out. But like, do you guys think that anything stands a chance against Arc Raiders, especially with the big push in the streamers? Streamers were pushing hard for Arc Raiders to be in Game of the Year category.
I would personally say no. I think Arc Raiders has to take it.
Yeah.
And it's just, even though me personally, I'm not as big on it as other people.
Yeah.
Just because the thing is, like, how many countless multiplayer games are there through the generations? And I get it; it has similarities to Tarkov and things like that. But there are fundamental balancing differences that really do give it a different kind of feel and vibe, and it doesn't have quite the griefing and the threat. That there is a bit more unification of people working together in this than maybe other similar games.
Yes.
And just with the world, with the enemies, with the AI, with the way they've balanced things, with how it all comes together. And I think that's why people are really resonating, because in a world where we constantly have multiplayer games that kind of are so iterative and you feel like been there, done that, this actually does feel fresh.
Well, the other thing I think that's very interesting about this is that, I'm just piggybacking on what you said, Nib. Every time you go down, when you go down into Arc Raiders, or pardon me, you're actually ascending upwards onto the planet, is a different experience. Like, I've had experiences where you go up and you loot, and I don't even run into another raider, and I have the fights with the Arc, also just exploring, going back, and some people would say that's uneventful. But it's like these refreshing times that you just get to go loot. You take on some of the environment and you go back. Then there's times you don't even get to the destination because it's just fight after fight. And then there's times where you pair up. I remember one time I had all this loot and I just saw somebody and I was like, hey, same thing everybody says, friendly. Are you friendly? And they're like, yeah. But it's funny. We both had like guns drawn and we're watching each other as we walk by each other because it's like you can get shot in the back. You know what I mean? Like, it's just every time you go to play that game, it's a different experience. Like, when you go play Call of Duty, every match is the same. When you go play Battlefield, every match feels the same. When you go play Ark, you don't know what you're about to walk into. You never know. It could be the environment that kills you. I've been out there sometimes we didn't make it back. You're so greedy to get all of the stuff you can fit into your backpack. And we're like, oh, it's just one more stop. And then we went to one of the destinations to extract. It closed down. We had to make it to the next one. We didn't make it. Like there's just so many things. There's time management. There's inventory management. There's opposition against raiders. There's the opposition against Arc, right? And then the team at Embark also does a great job of changing the environments, of the amount of the sand that's blowing sometimes, the visibility, the way that the sun is setting, you can't see in certain angles, but you can in others. Like the maps, and then they have the night raids with the lighting and the lightning and everything else. And just the teaming up you can do, the backstabbing you can do, the game doesn't stop changing. It's just so unique. It's so unique. I've never played anything like it. Never played anything like it.
Well, the thing is, the reason that is because Tarkov is...
I'm tempted to play that, by the way. Very
Tarkov,
tempted.
If you do, be warned, it's like the Dark Souls version of Arc Raiders.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
It's not as accessible.
It's like, it is heavily punishing. Like, if you die, like, you lose absolutely everything. The progression system is punishing on you. Like, you have to manage you right. Thing is, you have to like pay for your ammo. You have to actually pay. Like, you could run out of money and you can't have any ammo for your gun, and you're stuck. And in the raids, you die 24/7. Like, if you have a good raid, you have like out of every 10 raids, one of them is good. Like, and it is so punishing and it's so hardcore. That's why the audience gravitate. Like, Arc Raiders is fantastic because it appeals more to the casual.
Yes, it does.
More so, it's like if Arc Raiders, it's what would be the equivalent in like Dark Souls terms? Like Tarkov, like Arc Raiders is Elden Ring. Tarkov is like first Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Yeah, I was gonna say Dark Souls 1.
It's like that kind of comparison.
I would say, like Tarkov is a Dark Souls and Arc Raiders is God of War or something.
Yeah. So wait. So Tarkov though is there's no teaming up. That's a single player game.
Oh, I mean, you could team up, but most people are like really, because like it's so cutthroat. Like I mean, You could team up with people, sure, but you have to be very, very careful, because if they backstab you, it's a fucking wrap. And you also have to bear in mind, you need to also buy all your gear and everything, and you need to make sure your gear matches. Like, you need to buy headsets to hear footsteps. You need to buy.
Really? Oh, it's that in depth, huh?
You need to figure out what guns you want. You need to buy specific ammo for those guns. So if you buy,
but it's the same idea. But it's the same idea, though, right? It's an extraction shooter.
Yeah, it's the same idea, but it's way more hardcore. As in, like,
well, when you're on the planet and you're I don't know the situation with Tarkov, but when you're on the when you're out there, looting and whatever. So, like, how long do those matches last?
Tarkov, average.
Is there no time to get back?
The thing is, no, there isn't. It's like you go out, survive, and then well, you go out and scavenge, and then hopefully you make it back. Like, put it this way: the survival rate of a run in Tarkov is 37 to 40%. That is your survival rate.
So if you want, if you play the game for 5 hours and you're like, I want to save, like, and you're out in the world, like, you just save where you are and it makes a camp there, or how do you, like?
Oh no, you have to get back. you have to go on the run.
Why was that? Where was that story that came out this week? They're like, now that Tarkov is on Steam, they're like, someone finally.
Well, it's because they released it 1.0. They officially released it. Bear in mind, Tarkov was never at the 1.0 stage, right?
Okay.
It was always in development. But now they've officially launched the game. They've hit 1.0.
Yeah.
Now there's an actual story and a way to actually escape Tarkov, and that's completing the story, right? So that there's now an overarching story in the game. Bear in mind, there wasn't much of a story in the game, right? Bear in mind, it's like, for example, these are the survival rates in Tarkov, right? Experienced players with 500 to 1,000 hours, their survival rates are about 50%.
Okay.
Veterans can get it to about 60%. The top players, 70%. New players who come to the game, their survival rates are like 10 to 20%. On, like, their initial runs. Like, that's how punishing it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that concept, but I don't think that's my bag.
It's not for me either. Like, again,
I don't know about that.
I need to feel like my time investment to reward is still strong.
That's right.
Yeah, and then that would just be me feeling like I'm wasting my time too often. I think Arc Raid is still it's a better balance for me personally, and clearly for the masses, because it's a much more popular game. So yeah, it's a weird, because, like, you asked me what's the best multiplayer game, but I actually think Battlefield is really strong this year.
Yes, it is.
And I still play it. Like, even though I've got Arc Raiders, I think I had this conversation previously, but, like, as my, like, casual pick up and play, don't think about too much kind of multiplayer game, that's Battlefield. I prefer to just quickly play a few rounds of that over opening up Arc Raiders, because it's just less to think about, less stress, less management.
Yeah.
The rest of it. And in that sense, like, from the gun design to the just the feedback, the map designs, like, I do really enjoy Battlefield. And there is, like, a great frenetic energy about some of the engagements, and there's so much crazy, and I guess I'm not, like, a big Battlefield player, so maybe these are things that Battlefield players are, like, used to or synonymous with. But for me, it's like, especially with the kind of fidelity reduction that it has, or the damage and destruction, just, it's really cool. Like, when I go to Call of Duty, even though Call of Duty still has that, like, movement advantage, it's a bit quicker and slicker.
Yes,
everything just feels more methodical in Battlefield 6. I gotta say, just from a feedback perspective, I find it more satisfying. Like, the weapons feel better. It just feels a bit more chunky. It feels like, and I don't want to, again, I have thousands of hours of Duty, so it's not like I'm putting it down, but I feel like it's a more adult multiplayer game. Whereas Call of Duty has this kind of, like, I've been there, done that, this kind of, like, fluid, give you a constant instant gratification kind of feel. It doesn't quite feel as mature. But again, like, I'm sure it's great. Like I've only played the campaign and touched the multiplayer, but
something also, if you get into Tarkov, to remember is I can't get over how like in depth it is, right? Bear in mind, the ammo is better than the gun. Also, make sure the ammo you're using is effective against armor, right? Because if you use a low caliber gun, you're not going to penetrate someone's armor in the game. It's going to do reduced damage. So you need to make sure the gun and ammo you're using is correct. Like, make sure you have armor piercing rounds, for example. Make sure you're using like 7.62 versus 5.45.
I don't mind that those kinds of details. That doesn't bother me so much. But you know,
the micromanagement, and make sure you have a good helmet and headset.
Let me ask this. Let me ask Mag real quick. Mag, real quick.
Yeah.
Best multiplayer, real quick. I want to just we'll do this, and then I'll ask you guys if you have another category. What do you think? Basically, when it boils down to, is going to be Ark, Battlefield.
Yes,
they do.
It'll be Ark versus Battlefield. Ark is going to win.
Yeah, I agree.
Battlefield is my favorite, by the way. Battlefield, out of the two, I've played both, and I just want to sort of piggyback off of what Nib was saying about Battlefield. It's immersive. The sound design is unmatched. It really feels like it's scary. Like the game can actually get scary and overwhelming sometimes when you hear the tanks coming. The jets screaming overhead. It's You know what I mean? And people screaming and talking and whatever else. And it's not even just the players, like even the NPCs, the way that they talk and interact, it actually feels like you're, well, no pun intended, really on a battlefield.
Mag, let me ask you a question though, because
one trophy away from the platinum.
Really?
Yeah, I only need one trophy.
Damn.
Left.
What?
Yeah. The only trophy I got left is revive 1,700 and something people. I got about I'm about 1,000 away. So I only have the one trophy left for the platinum. That's how much I'm playing and how much.
So how many of the trophies are what's the split between single player and multiplayer for that?
There's a lot of multiplayer trophies. I would say it's about 60-40, like 60 towards campaign.
Okay.
And like 40% of it is multiplayer.
Wow.
I know Ark Raiders players are going to hate me for saying this, but it's a bit controversial. But one of the reasons I am apprehensive to put Ark Raiders as my own personal multiplayer game over Battlefield 6, I don't really agree with the economies, the way they've done the economy scales in Ark Raiders. So much so they actually literally annoys me. It actually pisses me off.
Like in what way?
Because
what bothers you?
Because I get it. It's a lower priced game, but it doesn't have a single player campaign like a lot of other multiplayer games do.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like, so you've charged me money for this game,
right?
And then there's like very few free skins, and even the skins that they do have, they're like color variants of each other.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't mind like if you have post-launch content, because it's like, okay, I get it. You've been working on this stuff. Maybe you couldn't fit it in the game. But they had a shitload of content on day one. It was just paywall. And it's like, you charged a game and then you're charging like 10, 15, 20 pounds for these skins. In addition, that should have just been included in the game, because the actual amount of cosmetic content in the game is really bare bones.
Yes.
And even you see these things, like you see people making these videos about how, is it called the Shiesty or something? The Shiesty skin or something like that? I don't know what.
Oh, that's well, the Shiesty, the one that they called that. And it's like if you see someone wearing that, shoot them on sight because they will. But it's like, no, bitch, that's like everyone wears that because it's the only good skin. I was going to say
that's
a free skin. Yeah, that's a free skin.
You guys are spending money on skins. Well, and if the skins were more reasonably priced, I could kind of see it.
Well,
but they're ridiculous. I think they're putting the prices.
I bought two so far, and they were $10 a piece. Yeah, so I've put $20 extra into it, but I've also got 100 hours into it. So it's
Jesus, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I've been streaming nonstop and playing. Well, if it's not 100, I'm rounding up 87 hours. Because everyone likes to be specific. Yeah, no, I think there's like, I'm making this up. I think there's like 50 achievements and I have almost 30. Like, I literally play the shit out of it. Like, I really do. I don't mind to put some money into a game, especially since it was only $39.99. And I didn't buy the deluxe edition. I bought the standard edition. And so I don't mind putting a couple extra dollars in here or there, because the content, they have more stuff coming this month. They have there's going to be a whole winter thing that's going on. And I do understand what you're saying. I'm with you on a certain extent there, Nib. I was shocked. I was shocked at as I'm progressing through, I'm like, man, when do I get that suit? And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I got to buy that one. I was like, oh, when do I get that suit? And I'm like, oh, I got to buy that one. Like the ones that they give you in the what they call the deck. Is they're just color variations of like the same 3 that you earn. Like there's one called the Voyager, the Rider.
To unlock each thing.
It does take it takes a very long time. So shout out to Blaze 4K. I'm playing. Me and Blaze have been streaming a lot together, and shout out to Lazy. Yeah. But like Blaze is level 75, which is the max out. He's got the best one that you can earn through leveling up, and it takes to level 75. And I mean, I don't know what Blaze has, but Blaze probably has 150, 160 hours in. Like that's a lot of time to put into a game to get the best looking skin that you can get without paying. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, like
I get that.
Again, I'm not like I get it like that.
I don't mind paying because I'm playing it a lot, so I like, you know what I mean? Like we talk about this all the time, right, Nib? We're like, oh, to go to the movies with your family and then go to dinner afterwards is like, you know, like that whole thing is probably like it's a nice dinner. You're over $200. So for me to play as many hours as I did and only pay so far, I'm up to what, 40. I was up to $60. Not the worst place in my life, but I'm just saying to you, I do get your point. Like you should have some in-game perks. Yeah.
Yeah, because the way I look at it is like, obviously you're not a single player game, you're a multiplayer game, right? And even your like typical single player game, even if you take Expedition 33 or Silksong or whatever, like the number of unlocks these games have, like, and builds and new equipment and gear and armors or whatever. And it's like that's what we've had throughout history.
Right.
And I do kind of feel like we are shooting ourselves in the foot by accepting this type of design, because I do think it's a bit predatory. Are we saying it's okay to launch multiplayer games, paid multiplayer games, really bare bones cosmetic content, and then just like charge everything for it on day one? And like, I get it. A lot of people say to me, oh, it's just cosmetics, who cares? But you have to admit, in this day and age, cosmetics are so important, and they are part of your symbolism of progression.
They are.
They are, and and they wouldn't do it like that if it was just unimportant, like some people try and pretend. Like, it really does give me a sense of progression, and that stuff is important. Even I've played free to play games that have given me way more cosmetic reward and at a higher frequency than Arc Raiders. Like, for example, what's it called? Apex Legends. Apex Legends has shit ton of cool like cosmetic stuff that's just free. And then obviously you can unlock it quicker and stuff paid. And I respect that. I appreciate that. So it just that side of things left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth.
The thing is, also on that point, is like best multiplayer Marvel Rivals should have been there. But anyway, because I would have voted for that, because Marvel Rivals should count because it released in December. But it's like, when I think of cosmetics, it's like the current battle pass I'm working on in Fortnite, right? Current battle pass, right? I got the bride from Kill Bill and Marty McFly, Marty from Back to the Future, right? Is in the battle pass. Like, all you have to do is, it's like 1,000 V-Bucks, which you get just from the pass. Like, once you buy a pass, you get enough V-Bucks from that pass in order to pay for your next pass. So it just constantly rolls over. And they give you all these good skins. Like, they had the Green Power Ranger in there. They've had Doctor Doom in there. They've had ton of Marvel stuff in there. Like, they always do great cosmetics. And it keeps feeding into what they do. Also, Marvel Rivals is like, it's free to play, yeah, sure. But like, they actually put effort into the cosmetics. And when you earn them, like the Battle Pass cosmetics are actually good. Yeah. And the thing is, it is a bit unfair though, because Marvel, like, their cosmetics are based off stuff they have in the comics. So it's like, oh, I remember Wolverine having this suit back in like 1952 in X-Men something issue number 31. You know, that's unfair. Fortnite, they collab with everyone and their mother at the biggest things on the planet, so that's a bit unfair. But it's like, Arc Raiders, that's what disappointed me, was like the cosmetics. They're not giving me an incentive to buy anything in the game. Like, I'm willing to buy the game.
Here's the thing, like, even like Helldivers, because you can earn whatever the special currency is in Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
But I think you earn like 450 over like 100 hours or something, right? And I calculated, I think it was like 22,000 to unlock all the cosmetics that you can buy, and they give you like 450 or something. And I was like, that is so fucking stingy. Like tens of thousands worth of stuff that you can actually buy, and you only give me 450. Even Helldivers 2, like, with the free credits that you find around the world, it's usually enough to, like, every certain number of hours, like, get something interesting or free from the daily store or whatever. Like, you actually feel.
So there's the two currencies, right? They follow the same thing as Helldivers. I'll just call them blue tokens and gold tokens in Arc Raiders. The blue are done by doing the daily missions, right? And those daily missions keep coming at you. It's like 1,000 damage on an Arc Raider, and you get 10. If you go and kill whatever type of arc they have for the day, you'll get 30. Those you put towards the deck, which is the same as like that in-game currency in Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
That comes quite frequently, and the new deck is coming out, I think, in like a week. I've pretty much maxed out the first one, but like my point is, those come at you. They give you a lot of the perks in that. They give you weapons, things like that in there, but that's where your point comes into play, Nib, where the skins that are in there are not necessarily the most favorable, and a lot of them are just color differentials on variances of very few different suits you get. So so I'll say they give it to you, but they don't give it to you like the way you'd want it.
So, So the gold tokens that buy aid cosmetics?
Yes.
That over like the whole deck, I think you only earn 450, right?
No, the very last, if I remember right, the very last deck you get 500 in that one, and then there's like 50, 50, 50, 50. So you get 500, 600, 700, 800. You probably get like
no. They may have changed it recently, but I did the maths the other day. I went through all of it, and it was far lower than that. But I know they did say that.
Maybe the last one's only 150. I thought it was 500. I really
it's
don't
150.
remember.
The last one's 150.
Oh, if it's 150, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think you earn 300.
Okay.
300 on all the pages, and then it's 150 for the last one.
Okay.
If I'm pretty sure it was 450.
I think you're right. You're right.
The reason I mentioned that is because one half decent skin is like 1,000 or something, and then in a bundle it can be like 1,400 or something.
1,400,
right?
yes.
But that's like, you didn't even give me enough to buy one decent skin. And in Helldivers 2, the ones that like you used to buy paid stuff.
Yep.
You can actually earn enough just playing to get quite a few decent paid ones.
Yes.
Every few days or whatever.
Yep.
And this, after like 50, 60, 70 hours, I don't even have enough for like 30%.
You're right. You're right. Now the reason my number was a bit skewed was I was playing through that one weekend where they had some server issues. I think it was their first weekend, the first big weekend.
Okay.
And I don't know if you played anyone that played during that, they gave.
I didn't know.
Okay, they gave us 500 gold coins for sorry we effed up.
Okay, yeah. See, I didn't get that. Yeah.
I ended up getting that plus what I finished with the deck. I had almost 1,000 there. So like that's why for my suits, that's why my numbers are skewed. I said I only paid $10. One of the ones I got was like $20, but I only paid 10 because I had like $10 in in-game currency already worked up. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So mine's a little skewed. Mine's not the example. Mine's the exception, not the rule. So because yours is a better. You're right. No, I don't. As much as I love the game, the part but I will say this: I put a lot of time into Helldivers. Helldivers gave more. There's no doubt. I don't know. I wasn't that enthralled with the selection of stuff they gave that wasn't paid too. Like I wasn't in love with.
I agree. I agree. Like
it's more. It was more than this for sure. There's no argument. And it. But I mean, this is. It's funny because I didn't.
To me, Apex is still the gold standard. And Apex. The cool thing I like about Apex is, because you can get they were kind of like a loot box thing where it was randomized.
Yeah.
Like, I actually got some legendary shit, and I remember I looked absolutely epic. Like, for the robot guy, I had like this white ivory, like robot look, where I was a different material. And I just remember thinking that is amazing. With the medic, I had like a futuristic angel suit, and it was like totally different from her regular medic outfit. And again, it was free and those kind of things. And I get it, like maybe they won't, but they compelled me to spend more money on the game because I'm like, do you know what? Like, I appreciate the fact that you're respecting my time, so I'll invest some money into this.
Right, game. Right, and that's really
the upgraders. I feel like
they didn't. Yeah, they don't really say, "Hey, thanks for playing." You know, it's funny.
No. This is the thing. Like when you get to like what you give, even for games that do battle passes, like what you give. Again, I know it's unfair, but let me just run this down. Right, the last 6 battle passes for Fortnite. Right.
Yeah.
So we have the last 6. So they gave you Solid Snake. They gave you Peter Griffin. That's the 2 like big ones in that one. Then they gave you Korra from Avatar. Then they gave you Magneto. Then they also gave you the T-60 Power Armor from Fallout. They gave you Doom, War Machine, Emma Frost, Shuri, Mysterio. Then they gave you Godzilla. Then they also gave you General Grievous, Emperor Palpatine.
Are you talking about stuff they gave you free or they charged you?
No, this is in the Battle Pass, he said.
Battle Pass. This is the Battle Pass,
okay.
which you essentially get for free because they give you enough V-Bucks in the Battle Pass to afford the next
right.
Battle Pass.
That's what Call of Duty does. So that's the same thing with me. Like
yeah.
I'll buy one season's Battle Pass and then I don't buy it again because you get all the perks and the skins and then you get enough CP COD points to buy the next Battle Pass as well. Like
see, so once you buy it once, you have it forever because you always make enough V-Bucks.
If you play.
They gave you Sub-Zero, they gave you Superman, they gave you Robin, Haley Sky. Like they give so much in the Battle Pass rather than you have to go into the store to pay it. And so they give you something even if you don't want to go into the store. And I think it's really, really fucking good, despite what you may think of Fortnite. Like when they do their collabs, like when they did the Gorillas, right? They put one of the Gorillas in the Battle Pass, and then they put the rest of the Gorillas in the store. So if you want the whole collection, you could buy them. But if you don't, like the Power Rangers, for example, they put Power Rangers and the Megazord in the Battle Pass. The Green Ranger, who turns into the White Ranger, of course, and then the Megazord. And then in the store, they put the rest of the Power Rangers. So you have a choice. Do you accept the Battle Pass offerings, or do you pay for extra? So I just think it's great. And that's Arc Raiders. I want to spend money on you, but you're not giving me any opportunity.
Yeah,
Marvel Rivals did.
I think
Fortnite did.
They've kept their audience, so I think they'll get better there. I really do think they'll get better there. We'll find out. We will find out. But all right, guys, it's 3.5 hours. I know that any minute now, Mag is going to pull the eject button.
I already did. No, I already said. I'm like, no, I gotta bail. I put it in the private chat.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry, I missed it, Meg. I apologize. Well, I'm gonna wrap the show up because I do have to get up at 6 a.m. Thank God. I want to say thanks to everybody that's here, guys. Great show. And listen, I know we had last week off, so yeah, and here we are. It's always like that, and it's the holiday season. It really is. A lot of people playing games. I'm streaming over on Twitch. Mag's streaming. People are streaming. We're playing games. We're talking games.
Yeah, man.
Next week, guys, we will be back. But we'll be on Friday. I'd like to do Friday night just because it is going to be the day after the Game Awards. So again, there's going to be all the hype of who won, who didn't win, and all the talk about all the things that were debuted. So it's going to be a great, great show. I'll advertise it through the week. You'll see it on YouTube. I'll put it everywhere. But we are going live over on Twitch Saturday at 10:30 in the morning. So go over and follow us over on Twitch. Mooch TV, same as here. I'll go in reverse order and let Mag say his goodbyes. Mag, thanks for being here, buddy, tonight. I appreciate it. We went a little long, but as always, great to have you.
Yes, actually, you're lucky. I usually don't make it this long. I usually have to bail way before, but it's okay. I had time.
I couldn't believe you stayed. I love it.
Wait, thanks, Mooch. Hey, thanks for having me on the show. Chat, you guys are amazing. And yeah, come out, check out the Mag Show, man. I'm doing all kinds of stuff over there. I live stream. I have videos, weekly videos now, reviews. I even do cooking shows over there related to video games. I have Magcast on Tuesday nights. I'm just doing so much over there. And so if you want a little variety of all that kind of stuff, no fanboy bullshit going on over there. We're all like level-headed people. My chat is level-headed. Everybody plays on everything, man, and we all respect each other. So
that's right.
That's what we decide to do. That's what goes on over the Mag Show. I'll even put a link in the chat. There it is. There's a link in the chat for my channel if you want to go check it out. And anyways, yeah, guys, Nib, Death Singer, you guys have a great night. Mooch, have a great night, guys, and we'll talk to y'all real soon.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Mag.
For you guys in the UK, have a great morning.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Let's not forget. So, all right, you guys have a great night. I'll actually, funny enough, I'll be on. I'm going to be speaking to the UK. I'm going to be on Gaz's show on Saturday, and he's not getting off light. I'll tell you that much. So it's going to be myself versus him for 2 hours, just the two of us. Oh, yeah. No, I told him, I said, no holds barred.
What day is that?
At each other. This Saturday, it'll be 9 p.m. East, Greenwich Mean. So that's...
oh, nice. All right, I'll tune in.
3 p.m. Eastern, and I told him, I said, listen, nothing's off the board, okay? I said, even religion, we're going after each other for 2 hours. So it's gonna get ugly. I even invited Banana Boy onto to a show once, but we haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, very
Alex.
cool.
I call him Banana Boy. Yeah, because I want to have a 2 hour. I want to have a 2 hour lock horns with him. That'd be hilarious. So
that'd be great.
Anyways, boys, you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you guys all real soon.
Thanks, Mag. Appreciate it. Nib, thanks for joining us as well. But I know you had to jump in a little bit late. I hope that meant that you took a power nap or finishing up one of your games, platinuming it. I'm sure.
No, I was doing work actually, but yeah.
Well, great to have you with us, Nib. And like I said, next week I'm hoping to do a Friday so we can actually do a reactions to the VGAs, not just the awards itself, but I think we're going to see a lot of future games to come and a lot of special appearances. So I'm kind of excited to see.
I got a feeling this one could be a real good one.
I do too.
Yes.
I hope like not wrong, because Jeff Keighley can disappoint, but I actually thought last year's show was decent, and the viewing figures are so ridiculous now. They're like over 100 million, right?
Yes.
And if you are a publisher, you kind of have to pay attention now. This isn't like some little meandering show now. Now it's the big views.
It's
so
almost
really make an impact.
It's bigger than E3 numbers, I think. I mean, it's just
it is.
You know, so correct. I mean, you have this is a place you want to show your game off. And to be honest with you, we want to see that, because as much as we want to see the awards themselves, I really do want to see something that I didn't expect coming that keeps you in the seat longer.
Also, the official live act is actually good this time because they got Evanescence.
Yeah, Evanescence is going to be there. That's very good.
Evanescence performing is always that's guaranteed to be fucking good. Unlike the Green Day and whatever.
Green Day was good.
Evanescence. Yeah, but like Evanescence is going to deliver a stellar performance.
Yes,
because they always do. And she, like, when she sings live, she always nails it. So, like, when they announced Evanescence is going to be the performance, I was like, this year is actually going to be good.
Evanescence does a unique thing. I don't know if they will with anything of their new work, but especially what they were in the early 2000s.
It's for a video game. I can't remember what.
Good. I'm glad.
The thing is, like, the potential games we have coming out next year, and to be fair, from all publishers. So, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo, like, and third party, there's some bangers, like, potential, like, coming out. So, you know, like, and any of them have an opportunity to showcase, like, even Fable. I'm not saying Microsoft is going to do it, but I would love to have a gameplay reveal at the Game Awards.
Oh, I want that.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm hoping above all things that I get Fable, proper gameplay, full reveal. Show me everything I'm going to do, and then I'm sold. Just take me straight to the bank, Microsoft. My money's yours.
Shout out to Nib. Let people
take the wheel.
He goes, Microsoft, take my money. They already did, Death Singer.
Well, no. Phil will personally chauffeur me.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. He'll make his way right over to Death Singer's premise. Shout out to you, Death Singer. It's great. But Nib, let people know where they can find you, buddy. And thanks for joining us tonight, even though you did have a lot of work on the schedule.
No, it's cool. It's just X, and it's NIB95 _ Nib95 _ That's it.
Shout out to you, Nib. And one of the things about Evanescence, unique. Again, I'm not speaking for their new stuff, but their older stuff is rock opera. Very, very cool stuff. So, guys, check that out. It is something to look forward to. Death Singer, thanks for joining us tonight, buddy. As always, very entertaining. You got the audience all riled up. They just couldn't stop. They couldn't stop.
You said rock opera, right?
Yes, it's like rock opera.
That's very interesting because that's kind of what that leak described about Intergalactic.
Yes, but that's Evanescence. That's the way that I remember it being characterized when they came out with that one song. That I'm not saying that's when they came out, but that song that kind of put them on the map right around 2000, 2001, 2002, something like that. That really, really was, they said, a unique thing. Because if you go and listen to especially the female lead singer is just extremely talented. I kind of wish they had another big album or two that came out after that one.
They do actually, because it's a correction. It's for they're performing the song Afterlife, which they did for the Devil May Cry Netflix series.
Oh, okay. All right.
So they're going to be performing that, and if you watch it, also by the way, watch the Devil May Cry Netflix series. It's actually really good.
I think I might check it out.
Mooch, are we doing a watch along or is it a post-show thing?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry, Nib, you cut out.
Are you going to have a show watching along?
No, I'm not going to do that. Honestly, it's a 4-hour show, Nib, and like people want to listen to it. You want to enjoy the music. You want to hear if there's a corny joke or not. Right. So I would rather we all watch it, enjoy it at our own leisure, and then we discuss it on the very next day.
All right, sweet. Sounds good.
Yeah. Death Singer, let people know they can find you, buddy.
Oh, also the lead singer is Amy Lee.
Thank you.
Massive respect to Amy. She this year there's something about it. Like they actually got a performance I'm interested in. Oh man, it's gonna be a great time.
It should be very good.
You can find me everywhere. It was a great show. Obviously, I had to get my PC stuff in there. Never got around to some of the topics.
We did pretty good though.
We did do pretty.
I'm gonna tell you guys. I had 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10. That's not a record, but that's a record in the last 2 years, probably.
That was really good. But the thing was, we never got around to the Half-Life 3. But
I know, anyway, I wanted to.
I want Half-Life 3 announced at the Game Awards, and have a good night. And if Half-Life 3 is announced at the Game Awards, and there's a whole trailer and everything, pack the show up. It's the greatest show to ever exist.
If you hear a scream out loud in your house, no matter where you live, it's Death Singer.
Hey, if Half-Life 3 comes out, even I'll...
Yeah, I'm with you.
Everyone will be screaming in the theater.
I'm right there with you.
Because like Half-Life 3 is peak. Hey Mooch, you'll be able to hear me from New York.
But listen, if it's announced, I will be like, "That's Death Singer, kids. That's that scream you just heard." Death Singer, great to have you, buddy. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think, buddy. It's going to be nothing short of absolutely amazing, guys. Please, on the way out, hit the like button. Like I said, I know it's holiday time. Tell everyone we're going to be live next Friday. I'll let everybody know on X and here on YouTube, and we'll hopefully see you guys joining us over on Twitch.tv, 10:30 in the morning Eastern time on Saturday. Until then, hit a button on the way out. We'll see you guys next week. Please.
There's guys.
Laters.
If they do show Half-Life 3 fireworks,